Hey, what is up, everybody? Welcome to a live stream. It's been forever since I've been on here. I just got back from dinner and back from A1, so I'm just gonna have some water. I gotta not get so. I went in hot tonight, so I'm gonna try to try to go calm here. Tonight we are tasting some of our favorite bourbons. In a minute, I'm going to bring Ed on. I'm going to bring Ben on. We send each other blind samples of kind of what we're really enjoying right now at the moment. So some of us got our samples, some of us did not. So we'll talk about that a little bit as well. If you guys can hear me okay, say so in the chat. My mouse battery's dead. Man, it's turned out to be great here. So Power Bourbon's in the house. I'll go through these chats here in a minute, get caught up. Let's see. I want to talk about a couple things real quick before we bring Ed and Ben on. First of all, thank you to everybody that participated. Oh, you got some batteries? Oh, I kind of need two. One doesn't do me any good. Oh, all right. See if you can find another one. I want to talk about a couple things. First of all, I think a lot of you know who have been following the channel now. We kind of kept it quiet for a long time. But my wife has breast cancer and shelf turds. And I mean, there were so many channels involved who were so kind, did a fundraiser. And I mean, they raised like over $11,000 in one night. And it just goes to show you how amazing this whiskey community is. I know when David and Kira had their house flood, they lost all their camera equipment, and the Whiskey Tube community stepped up and raised, I think, like $7,000 for them and got them new camera equipment. And, this isn't just a bunch of guys drinking Jack Daniels at a bar, although some of that's it. But this community is amazing. So to all of those that participated, I can't thank you guys enough. Honestly, don't donate anything else. I think we're more than fine, and anything that we don't use for our bills is going to go back into a charity. We've talked to Narav with A1, and I think we're going to set up a charity for families who need help with bills and stuff like that, to get some money into their hands, because donating to all these big charities is great and fantastic, but getting money into families' hands immediately to help with lost wages. There's just so much different things involved, like me taking off time to, be there for Renee when she's sick, or take her to the countless doctor's visits that she has. It's crazy. And we're so much better off than most people. So I can't thank you guys enough for all that participated in that live stream. They went 6.5 hours, and it was, Renee and I just sat there in awe. I mean, it's just unbelievable what the Whiskey Tube community and what you guys were able to do. Huge shout out also to Aaron Blizzard, one of our Patreon members, who first reached out to me and wanted to help. Just amazing people all around. We can't thank you guys enough. So I don't want to harp on that too much, but I couldn't go on tonight's live stream without thanking you guys. Renee and I have never felt so loved. And most of the people who donated, we didn't know. So that just really kind of blew us away. Let's see. Let me go through here, see what's in the chat. Power Bourbon, what's up, buddy? Hope you guys are doing all right tonight. Eric Waite is in the house. Awesome, man. What's up, brother? You can't find any? All right. We're going to have to go with no keyboard and no mouse tonight. We're in chaos mode. Let's see. Mike Booth is in the house. Let's see what else here. Man, Eric just giving me all kinds of shit in the chat. I was so I went down to A1 today and got a ton of store picks. So show you guys what I got here real quick. Let's see. So we're approaching 5,000 subs. We're like about 40 away. So I would guess in the next couple of weeks, we're going to have our 5,000 sub celebration. So we're going to give away a bottle for our Patreon members. And then we're going to give away a bottle that night for anybody who enters super chats or subscribes or is also a Patreon member. So we have some incredible bottles Narav gave to me. So I'll show you these two first here. So I'm going to switch cameras here. So the first one for subscribers. This is the 132.5 proof private barrel Elijah Craig pick from A1, and it is ridiculous. It is so good. So that's one of the bottles we will be giving away on our 5,000 sub celebration in a couple weeks. And then this next one for Patreon members is the Weller 107 non-chill filtered A1 pick. That is freaking fantastic. So I can't wait to give that away to one of our lucky Patreon members. So we got a lot of cool stuff to give away. While I was there today, let's see what else I got. We got their Penelope pick, which is one of the best Penelope picks I've ever had. Also picked up this is the Ezra Brooks cash strength pick I was on. That is fantastic. And if I can hold off from drinking this might be in the advent calendar for you Patreon members, because it is fantastic and I want to share it with you guys. We also picked up the Rebel pick we did with A1, which is also fantastic. This will probably definitely be in the advent calendar. And lastly, Driftless Glen. A1 did another Driftless Glen pick, so we grabbed that. So lots of amazing bottles that I cannot wait to share with you guys. Let's see. What else did I want to hit before I bring Ben and Ed on? Oh, Whiskey Mash. So for those that don't know, A1 and I are doing basically a whiskey festival September 10th. So we were there at A1 today checking out all the progress. They're doing this huge addition to the building. Oh, it's already an amazing building, but they're enclosing their outdoor like pavilion. So we're going to have live music, barbecue. The list of vendors we have is absolutely insane. Buffalo Trace is going to be there. We're going to have the whole antique collection. Four Roses, Heaven Hill, basically anything you can think of. Irish whiskey is going to be there. Scotch is going to be there. We're going to have tons of stuff. I think 40 tables total right now is what we've got on the books. Tickets we'll probably release tickets for sale the end of July. If you're in our Patreon group, obviously you guys will see those pretty quick. But we'll be posting those on the Rusty Water Society as well. But it is going to be an amazing time. We have VIP slots where you can get an hour early, so you make sure you can get, I think we've got the whole line of Pappy at the Whiskey Festival. So we've just got a lot of really cool things. Shirts, Glens, all kinds of cool stuff for you guys. It's going to be an amazing time. So I'm really looking forward to it. I know a lot of our Patreon members are coming down for that. That's going to be basically our meetup this year instead of going to Kentucky. So if you haven't got a hotel though, I would get a hotel quick. If you're one of our Patreon members and you're looking for somebody to room with, Ben has a room. I think he's looking for somebody to room with. But last night, I think there were only like 3 hotel rooms left at Fairfield. So you guys probably want to get that pretty quick if you haven't already for September 10th. Let's see. I think that's it. So with all that being said, let me get some guys in here. We're gonna bring Ed on first. Yo, what's up, dude?
Lance, how are you, brother?
I'm doing great. How are you, man?
I'm good, man. It's been a minute since we've had a live, dude.
Long time, right?
Yeah, I mean, we were together on the 1,000 sub power live. That was a blast.
Yeah, that was awesome, man.
That was a blast. So
that was a good time.
Yeah, just chilling out, hanging, looking forward to tonight.
Yeah, I can't wait, man. Let's get Ben on here. Yeah. I was actually the one that was late for once, not Ben.
Right.
Yo, what's up, dude? Going?
Benjamin.
How are y'all?
Cheers, brother.
Great, dude. How are you, man?
Cheers. I'm good. Yeah, finally wasn't me who was late.
Yeah, thanks for coming on tonight. I'm going to get us in the bar here. There we go.
There we go.
Now we're talking. All right. Let me. I haven't been watching chat, so let me run through here. Anybody said anything worth reading?
I haven't even looked actually.
Let's see. All right, so everybody but me has got. Oh, we got a super chat in here. Paul Reed, what's up, man? Cheers, brother.
Dang, nice.
Everybody got their samples.
I don't know. Do they, Lance?
That was the biggest debacle.
Oh my god, what a cluster. So before we get started, so we all sent each other 3 samples, and so I sent Ed's and Ben's Second Day Air. Earl, if you're watching this, I sent you Seagrass 16, and I just sent that ground. So Thursday, no, is it? Yeah, Thursday. Yeah. At like 5 o'clock, package arrives on my door, and it's Earl's box that I sent to him. And there's another box, and it's one of the 2, or I think it's one of the 2 boxes I sent to Ben and Ed. It's in the exact same box I sent to them. And so I'm like, what the hell? It's got USPS stickers on it. So I take it back up to UPS, and I'm like, I don't know what happened, but I sent it UPS to avoid USPS, and somehow you guys still sent it USPS, and they're confused. They don't, I don't know how these got back to you, and can't figure it out. They're like, we'll next day it to Ben, because Ben's the one that didn't get the samples. So I get home that night, and Ed and Ben both send me a message, and they're like, hey, we got our samples. So long story short, I did get Ben's samples, and I sent them back to him. So I don't have Ben's samples.
That's fabulous.
I had a box. The way we found out is because I had a box show up like later that day, and then I was like, hey, you know, I got him. And then you were just like, there's no way you would have got him. And I'm like, well, I've got him. And we're all sitting there texting back and forth trying to figure it out.
Yeah, just, I mean, the odds of, and I was like, you didn't happen to send it in a small Amazon box. I think you might have even sent me an Amazon box I sent you at one time. Is that possible?
It could have been. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I've got a ton of just boxes that I save for this type of stuff. And those small Amazon boxes are perfect.
It's the first time Lance has ever sent samples, so he'll get it right next time.
Clearly it was. Clearly.
Oh, that was fantastic. God,
I was afraid I was going to open it and find my own samples in there.
Holy shit. I was dying. I'm like, oh, you've got to be kidding me.
Yeah, I could not figure it out. And the lady at UPS was like, this is so weird. It's like they ripped the label off, and we've never sent anything through USPS. I just don't understand. I'm like, well, you better fucking make it right. She's like, we got to investigate this later, but we'll take care of the overnight shipping back to him. I'm like, good.
Yeah, $100 later.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
Oh, poor lady. Anyway, so I thought kind of what we do maybe is just instead of going through like my 3 or Ben's 3 or your 3, Ed, at once, we'll just do like my first one, your first one, Ben's first one.
All right.
Does that sound good?
Yeah, the one that I sent you that's number 4 is kind of a wild card. I wanted to drink that one first because it's just a little different. So
okay,
if you guys want to we'll drink the 4 and then go forward.
You're gonna fuck our palates up.
No,
right from
not even close. You're
gonna give us like some tequila finish Chattanooga shit right from the beginning.
Yeah.
You could not have filled these things up more than you did.
Double Pete.
Yeah, Ben said those 107 picks are amazing. Yeah, you guys tried that 107 pick, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
popped them off for you, Ben. It's filled to the brim, buddy.
All right, so we're doing your 4th one first.
Yep.
Okay, I'll just pour that,
and then we can go. Then we can go down.
Ooh, that's light.
Yep.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did you urinate in this?
Did you send us some Irish whiskey? That looks like water.
Yeah. It looks like when you're drinking a soda and you have like some ice that's in there, and there's like a
Right.
little bit of soda and the ice all melts and it dilutes it.
It definitely smells like a Highlander Speyside Scotch.
Oh, nice.
Perhaps it is, gentlemen.
Yeah.
D. Willett said, props to your family. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Roy, what's up? 21090's in the house. What's up, guys?
How we doing? What do you think, Ben? Lance?
This is the first thing I've had tonight, so
This is not the first thing I've had. About the 15th thing I've had.
Clearly.
Taste appley, a little salty, briny. Definitely a Scotch, but not peated Scotch.
Yes, it is. It's this right here.
Ah.
Oh, single malt.
Yep.
Nice.
Super light going into this time of year, warm temperatures. It's been hitting my palate kind of good. I've actually drank quite a bit of it lately.
Look at you.
I know. Branching out.
Oh, good. Power of Bourbon's got their hotel. They're coming. Nice. Awesome, man. So I had dinner with Narav tonight, and we're gonna I'll probably like just enjoy the VIP where we're gonna go in like at Whiskey Mash an hour before. If you have VIP tickets, you'll get an hour before. So I'll do that and then hang around like an hour, and then I'll probably do a live stream for the last 2 hours of the Whiskey Mash. So if you guys want to join me for that, you can. Power Bourbon, you can join us too if you want when we're live.
Depending on time difference, maybe I'll join you from Colorado.
Yeah, buddy. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Bourbon Ron Desvis is in the house.
What's
up, guys?
That's awesome.
Lance, I have to say, every time I pull your channel up, my wife says she just loves your sign. Oh, yeah. Yeah, if you want one, I can't remember the guy's name off the top of my head, but I can get you his information. He did a great job, man. It's great. All right, so what do we want to do?
We can do 1-1-1 or 1-1.
Yeah, let's do that.
2. Which
you want to do my one or your one, Ben? I don't have your one, obviously. Send it back to you.
Yeah, so let's start. We'll start then with yours, Lance.
Okay. Last one. All right. Ooh.
I'll just keep enjoying this poor Ed sent us. So that's 12-year-old Putney. Is that what it is?
Old Pultini.
I don't know anything about Scotch.
I don't either. All I know is that the guy told me it was light, it was good, so I bought it. And
so what region is that from?
It is
the northern region.
Yeah,
the north.
It's really salty, huh? It's briny. It's good though.
I get like pears, just pears.
Yeah, I could definitely see that.
Yeah, I think it is northern, Ben. Single malt. I like it. It's pretty good for branching out. I didn't,
Yeah.
This one's interesting.
All right, well, you guys taste that. I'll see if I can get caught up here on chat at all. David is drinking a Joseph Magnus single barrel pick. Nice.
Nice.
This thing came in hot.
That thing is woo, man.
21090 getting tasting notes for our review tomorrow for ECB 522. Have you guys had that one yet?
No.
Me either.
I've really fallen off of the Elijah Craig's. the last 2 years.
Yeah.
I have all of the 3 from last year. I don't have any from this year. So this one's rye spicy, Lance. Woo.
Keith said, do you know Jason Newman? He won the bottle I donated. Oh, you're talking about for the fundraiser? No, I don't know. Don't know Jason. I'll see if I can find out, Keith. Narav, nice seeing you as well, buddy. It was a good dinner. I had a great time, man. Thanks for the hospitality, as always.
I'm liking this one, Lance.
Yeah.
I'm actually getting like some like rye notes, which is weird because it didn't smell like a rye off the bat.
Interesting.
I got like real spicy on the finish.
Yeah, I'm getting like that like spearmint dill, like not like an overpowering dill, just like a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna pour some, but I gotta keep it out of your view.
It's definitely a much spicier one than coming off that like
That
80 proof.
Yeah.
Stock.
Yeah. Well, what is that, like 80 proof?
Yeah, and that's why I wanted to do it first, because I figure if we drink a bunch of 120 proof stuff, you might as well pour it down the drain.
Yeah, no, that was smart.
So this is one I have been drinking a lot of. I have been loving this bottle.
This baby's, and it's viscous, man. It coats. It's good. It is
really creamy.
When I first opened it, when I first poured it, it reminded me of like MGP. There was something about it that made me think that.
I mean, all these bottles I'm sharing with you guys tonight, I've been crushing. So
yeah, same. I'm getting
and it. I think all of them are pretty available, except one may not be.
I got a touch on the nose, just a touch of like black licorice, but not like if you smell it, you're gonna put it down. It's just, I like it. Whatever it is, Lance, it's really good.
I love this bottle. What do you guys think the proof is?
Oh, I'm gonna go 112.
I would even say like 120, but again, this is like the second drink after coming off like an 80 proof. So
yeah, it's tough coming off an 80 proof.
Yeah.
I think that's probably making you think it's higher than it is, Ben.
Yeah, I'd say around 110, 112.
Yeah, Earl. So your package came back to my house. They don't have any idea why. And I sent it back to you, but they sent it ground, and that was Friday. So but your Seagrass 16 is coming, man. You should get it early next week, I would bet.
Give us the big reveal, Lance. What is it?
All right. What do you think you guys have? What do you think the primary grain is? You have any idea?
Primary grain?
Yeah.
I want to say rye.
I'm gonna say wheat.
We've been here before at Bardstown, Ed.
You motherfucker.
What you're drinking?
Oh, is that
the Old Elk double wheat? Yeah.
Man,
So Ben, you were dead on saying MGP because Greg Metz from MGP, right?
Yeah, that's interesting. That's a good one.
That's really good, but that tastes nothing like a normal wheat.
Yeah, it's definitely different. So
Good.
it's the Old Elk Wheated Bourbon, which is like a 6-year. And then it's a blend of 6, 7, and 8-year wheat whiskeys. So the actual mash bill is 71.5% wheat, 25% corn, 3.5% barley. So actually no rye, Ed. So whenever you taste rye, you just need to go with wheat.
That's
Apparently.
I mean, that's not crazy to think that there would be rye in there. Like I said, I was even getting.
I know, right? Because there's a lot of spice, right?
There's a
That's
lot
what
of
made me go
there's
weird.
a shit ton of spice in there.
Yeah,
Because
there is.
Because that you from your review, you had said that was like what 107 proof or something
It's
like that.
107.
Yeah, because it tasted like absolute fire coming off of that.
That
But it was very, very spicy too, which is what made me think this has a good chance of being a wheater.
So save some of that in your bottle and go back to it later, and I bet you it tastes really well-rounded, not spicy at all. Like it is so easy to drink.
Yeah, because if you said that that's crushable, that was not what I was.
It's not crushable.
Right.
And you like high proof stuff.
I'm thinking, Jesus, Lance is really up in his game when it comes to crushable.
He's boiling off his taste buds.
Right.
It did have like this very buttery, like it was like very, very buttery.
Yeah. I think I said that in my review. Like it's the texture of it is just I think it's gorgeous. Really well rounded. I love it.
All right. So we going with the next number one.
Is that your number one, Ben?
So this would be Lance's, or I'm sorry, this would be yours, Ed. So
my number one. All right.
Yeah, we'll go your number one, Ed.
All right. Cool. That Lance, that review of the Perry's, Jennifer was dying. I mean, like, couldn't catch her breath laughing at the nope.
I took that to A1 tonight and I gave it to Jacob. He literally ran to the bathroom and spit it out and was scraping his tongue. Yeah, it was like, he's like, man, that stuff's awful. I was like, so it's not just me? He's like, no.
Oh, she was, I mean, just dying, just the nope. And you're like, Perry, stop finding the barrels. So
I'm glad I didn't try that. But one of the worst bourbons I've ever had was that Woodford Stouted.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
I haven't heard much about it, but so is that one of the?
I gave a sample of it for you and Lance to try. You just don't remember it because you both were hammered.
I have no recollection of what he talks about.
I hated it.
Ben, what group was that in A1 or Rusty where somebody said something about the double malt? And I was like, I haven't had it. And you're like, yeah, you had it.
You have. Yeah, y'all just don't remember it.
Clearly.
I remember it was horrible. I hated that bottle. This is Ed's profile for sure. Nuttiness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see what he thinks of the one I sent him. I won't announce it, so that way you can, when you do get your samples, when I have to send them back to you, you'll be able to try them.
So what do you think proof wise on that one, gentlemen?
Oh man, it's really good. I like it.
Yeah, this one feels much. If it feels definitely less than.
Yeah, I would guess around 100.
Ben, anything? Any shots?
Man, yeah, it's tough because now I'm like, did I acclimate to that other one?
This tastes like
feels more than 100. I'm thinking like But if I say anything like over 100, then it's closer to that 107.
This tastes a lot like JTS Brown to me. It's got that nuttiness, but it's
Mhm.
really creamy. I love the texture of it. Around that 100 proof.
Oh yeah. .102 is the proof.
Well, it's not JTS Brown.
I
So
was
it's
gonna
102. Well, I was close on the proof.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a Jim Beam or Heaven Hill?
Nope.
Really?
Mm-mm.
Wild Turkey?
No turkey.
Hmm.
It's so nutty.
You
Only other
both
thing I know nutty like that is like Yellowstone.
right. It's not that, but you both have had one of these before. I sent you in a blind.
Huh. It's that honey and nuttiness.
Mm-hmm.
That's like dead on with your profile, what you love.
Right.
Just a bunch of nuts.
I sent a sample tonight that I think is just like right in Ed's what he loves. So I'm interested to see what he thinks. Blind Squirrel's in the house. What's up, buddy?
Mm-hmm.
Adam McKnight. What's up, man? Thanks for joining us tonight. Katrina Knox in the house. What's up, Katrina?
This has a pretty long finish.
Mike Booth has a question for you, Ed.
I'm gonna punch him in the mouth.
Wasn't Mike the second one that
Thank you. And he said he was just joking. I'm like, uh-huh.
he was not just joking? I don't think there was a single person there that was just joking.
Mike
Y'all
got
were
off
going
so
with the art.
easy because we just piled on Ed.
Did you pile on? And it's all good. I don't give two shits. It's fine. Pile on. It's funny. I mean, I laughed. So
Man, what is this?
this is delicious, is what it is.
It is really good. I don't know what's 102 proof.
All right, big reveal. You ready?
Yeah, what is it?
Is this right here?
Oh shit! Damn it!
I was going to say, because I remember that because they source their stuff.
Yeah.
And so this very well could be.
Man, I tell you what, when I start blind and stuff, the first thing I need to do is go, is that MGP? Because MGP comes off when I have it blind, it comes off so much nuttier than when I know what I'm drinking. It's so wild how that is.
Right. So I sent you guys before was the Clyde 9-year.
Yeah, we loved it.
Yeah, and this is a 6-year total wine pick, and it is delicious.
Narav has an A1 pick that's fantastic. It's
a Clyde pick?
I think it's a 5 or 6 year, and it's freaking awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I've been super impressed, and I seem to migrate to that about probably once a week. I have a small pour of that one. It just been hitting me right.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good, man.
So,
good stuff.
Yeah, don't snooze on Clyde Mays if you see it out there, especially these 6 and 9 year. They're fantastic.
All right. Ed, you're gonna have to taste Ben's on your own.
I don't know why. Did you place yours or something, Lance? I mean,
such a dumbass.
Renee forget to take him in off the porch or what?
I sat there when I was in UPS. I was like, I sat there and for a second I thought I should open this box, and I was like, no, I can't. There's alcohol in it, and I don't have anything to tape it up with, and I don't want to come all the way back over here. So,
Attaboy.
That is so epic. God, I was freaking dying. I'm like, my God, he just sent Ben samples right back to him.
The best part is they paid for it.
Right.
I've got them like so flustered. They have no idea what happened.
They're over there raising this corporate.
And Ben only paid like $16 to ship it.
Yeah, they spent $97 to ship it back to him overnight. Did you get them today? Did you get them today?
I'll have to look. We were out doing stuff, so we might have gotten them, and I had to
Ooh,
check.
what you got? What are we doing here, Benjamin?
Oh, you poured mine?
Yeah, thanks. I love the label, you jackass.
Oh, don't say anything because I put different ones for.
Oh, you. All right.
Well, actually, I guess you can say yours. Yeah.
Oh yeah. You could say yours because it says Ed sucks right on the freaking bottle. God, I miss you guys.
I miss you too, man. Nice shirt, Ben.
I know.
Yeah. So we are. It's so funny you said that before we went live because we're not using Teespring anymore. I'm so fed. I'm so done with that place. So I met with a local place, and we're just gonna do like seasonal runs. And so they're gonna send me the products so I can see if I like the shirts and sweatshirts. So it's not just your typical like, those Gildan cheap ass shirts that are 100% cotton or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, so they'll send them to me, and then we'll just do like a fall run or a spring run or summer run, and just run them for a couple weeks, and people can buy it if they want. And then they're shipping them and everything, so then I know everything's good. And it's a company we used when I coached archery, so I know their shit's really good.
Nice. Ben, it's very syrupy, like biscuits.
Wait till you try it. You'll never in a million years guess that.
Holy cow.
David said, Old Elk weeded bourbon store picks are delicious. Yes, they are. Somebody commented on my Old Elk review today, though. They had the double wheat next to their favorite weeded store pick, and it wasn't even close. The double wheat just crushed it.
The Old Elk did?
Yeah.
Really? I didn't like I've only had one of the Old Elk store picks. I think it was like a 6-year, and I wasn't as big of a fan of it. Like it was fine, but there wasn't really anything that stood out to me, and it just kind of felt okay.
Everything I've had, I've loved from Old Elk. So it must just hit my palate right. I don't know.
That's the thing with store picks, though, too, is that what I'm getting is going to be different than what you're getting. And
right. Yeah. Man, this is like, it's like very pruny raisin. Like, it's just very, very syrupy. Yeah. It almost tastes finished to me.
It's funny you say that.
Mike said that was the best part. I think he's referring to nobody paid attention to Mike getting that wrong, but everyone piled on Ed.
Of course not.
Yeah, Narav's pick is a 6-year. That A1 Clyde Mays is a 6-year. It's so fantastic.
No.
Carnage, yes, I have the Calumet 16, and I'll be shooting a review a week from yesterday. I'll be shooting a review, so it'll go live in a couple weeks. But that bottle, I mean, what is it? $150? It's fantastic. It's so good. It's like, I don't want to spoil my review, but it's like the Knob Creek, like old 15, 16-year picks, but at a lower proof. The drink's so good, but it's not as like medicinal cherry as like the Sam Houston and Calumet like 15 and 14 were. It's much more towards that Knob Creek profile and not as medicinal cherry. Ed, you will love that bottle if you see it. I would get it.
I have the 14, and I mean, it's good. It's fine, but I don't know. It's not what some of the reviews cracked it up to be.
I agree. I didn't like the 14 or 15 that much, but the 16 is really good. So I watched a review on it, and the guy I watched review it was like, he didn't think there was much cherry at all, and I disagree with that. There's a lot of cherry there, but it's not as medicinal as some of the younger ones. The finish is insane. It does go forever.
Is this finished, Ben?
It is. You redeemed yourself.
Look at Ed. Look at Ed go.
If that thing was a rye or a wheater, we'd have a problem.
Wow. Hey, that blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while.
So now the real question is, what do you think the finishing is?
Oh shit.
You're never. It's a terrible question because you're never going to get it. But I'm interested to see what you think.
I mean,
And he's got no faith in you, Ed.
I know.
Oh, I would not be able to. I would not be able to pick it
Just
out.
say
either.
something like Calvados
Or Armagnac, apricot, honey, freaking barrels. I don't know, but it tastes very raisiny and prune, but not like
some kind of like sherry or tawny or.
Mate,
Do you get any like chocolate, coffee?
on the nose? On the nose, I do get that mocha, almost like when Lance was saying, if you smell barbecue, what it really is more of that mocha stave kind of finish.
Mm-hmm.
And I do get a mocha, like a bittersweet chocolate on the nose.
I get it on the palate. Definitely get some of that.
Let me see.
Boo Ryan, Lance, thanks for the episode of Where to Look in Central Illinois. Stopped at Sunsinger and found some co-parent. Oh, nice, man.
It's on the front, but it doesn't carry all the way back for me.
Yeah.
But man, that's a dessert pour. I'm telling you right now, I would pour that after dinner. That's a good pour.
What do you think if you had to guess a distillery?
Oh,
what would you guess?
I'm going to go out on a limb and say it might be Dickel, but it probably isn't. Is it Dickel?
So I'm because since Lance hasn't tried it yet, I'm curious to hear what he thinks and what he says. So
all right,
we'll make a mental note on that.
All right. If you want to leave that one hang, that's fine, and let Lance can text it to you. But that's
dude, you cannot get Dickel past me. Power of Bourbon tried, and I knew that pour had Dickel.
Okay.
He says that, and then he just blows it.
Well,
probably
we'll see on that, Ben, because they're.
I wanted to say to Boo Ryan, that video is old of the Central Illinois places to shop in. I need to redo that video because there's a lot of places on there that I would no longer recommend you shop at. Sunsinger's fine. A1's good. The best actually. Harvest Market's good. AJ's and Muhammad's good. I would Gas Depot that was on there I would no longer go to. That switched owners and they do outrageous secondary prices.
Is that the place we went, Lance?
Yeah, we did. And that used to be a good store, but he sold it, and the new guy that owns it asked ridiculous secondary prices.
Really? Yeah, that's where I got my first bottle of Eagle Rare.
Yeah, it was. You're right. Yep.
He was really cool. That guy was really cool.
Yeah, Manish is a good guy. But he no longer owns it, so it's unfortunate. But yeah, I need to redo that video because there's a lot of places. Another place in there that I won't name the name. It does a lot of shady shit. So there's a lot of places I wouldn't advise to go to anymore. But this is the bourbon world. It changes a lot from day to day. But if you're in a little bit south of Central Illinois, A1 is definitely the place. Harvest Market, Sunsinger, it does a good job. And AJ's and Muhammad, all those stores do really good. Sorry, you guys can go ahead. Wanted to get that out there.
You're good. Hey, Ben, proof wise, about 105.
Oh man, I'll have to go back and look.
Okay.
See, but
107, 105 ish.
Yeah. Text it to me.
What's that?
Text it to me, and then I can let you know.
You know what it kind of reminds me of is that this one, that Jay Rieger finished one. It's very similar.
You sent us a sample of that, right? We tasted that.
You tasted it when you were here.
Oh, that's right. That was good.
When we did the Hard Truth.
I see. I remember that bottle.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. That's good.
Our bourbon. This might be the first year I think Calumet will beat Sam Houston. Yep, I agree. I mean,
I'm gonna have to find that. Then I'm gonna have to hunt that down.
Ed, you will love it, man.
Yeah,
guaranteed. And if you don't, I'll buy it from you.
Okay. Or Aaron will. He'll trade me another 13-year beam.
There you go.
Which one are we going to next? Which pour?
My number 2, I guess.
Yep.
That's the one I poured. So making sure.
I got to remember what I sent you. Oh yeah. Okay.
Man, this is a good one.
Ooh. That one smells a little hotter to me.
Does it?
A little
bit.
Like
the nose is sharper.
So I'll tell you guys, I went up in proof for you. I started at the lowest proof. I didn't do anything crazy. And then kind of upped the proofs as we went along. So it is hotter than the first one.
Honey. Maybe a little tobacco, but
oh yeah, this one. Woo, man, it smells good.
Get like some berries.
Yeah.
What kind of berries? Haven't figured that out yet, but
berries.
Just be like Dylan on Curiosity Public and just yell stewed fruit for everything.
Hey, you guys that are in the chat while we're tasting these, what are your top 3 pours so far this year? Curious to hear what you guys think.
Top 3 pours this year.
I'm getting ready to do my top bourbons of 2022 so far.
Man, that's a good. Oh, does a sample count?
Well, I can't enter. Yeah, for you guys, whatever you've tasted so far. For ours, I have to find it on the shelf and bought it close to MSRP. So
the sample that I won in the Power of Bourbon March Madness basketball pool.
That's fair, Mike.
I won a sample of, where did I put it? The Old Carter 13 single barrel. Wow. Oh my God. That's one of Chuck's, and that is freaking amazing.
Yeah, some of those old Carter batches are so good.
Shit, that's the only Old Carter I've ever had, and I was blown away. Blown away.
Man, this is
I'm getting Go ahead, Ben.
No, you go.
I was saying I just got like not the overripe raspberry, but like the ones that are the lighter red color that are a little tart. That's what I just saw. Like if you open up a package of raspberries and you get that off the vine, a little bit unripened raspberry smell.
So on MGP, I get like a berry and vanilla note a lot of times, and
me too.
I do get like some of that. Like I get kind of like a vanilla a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I think this drink's so good.
Going in.
Nice glass, Ben.
I was on your rocks glass earlier, Lance.
Oh, nice.
One thing I'm telling you, I don't know if you have any, but talk about like heft and feel good in the hand. That is a fabulous rocks glass.
Good, man. He does great work.
Man.
I mean, he gets it out fast too.
Yeah. Oh, that's really good. Wow. That's like gingerbread cookie finished for me.
C. Davis, not sure if I've had anything new that has wowed me, but I will agree, C. Davis, that at first this year I was really disappointed with the releases. But he recently had a Driftless Glen store pick that is excellent. The Driftless Glen store picks, at least that I've had from A1, are fantastic. Really good stuff.
Chuck's a big proponent of the Driftless Glen.
Yeah, I just picked up another one they did today.
I don't know if I've ever had any. Have you ever had it, Ben?
We don't get it down here.
They age their stuff in smaller barrels, but it's good. Power Bourbon says Jacob's Well Old Carter Batch 12 A1 EC barrel proof pick. Power Bourbon, which one? The 132 proof? That's the one I'm giving away at the 5,000 sub, because that one's really good. That one's actually better than the pick I was on, I think.
Good grief.
Big old dog.
Going at it.
That's Apollo. You met him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Biggest dog I've ever seen in my life.
He's the biggest baby.
What do you guys think the proof is on this?
Man, I'm going like 121, 122.
113.
Ben almost nailed it. It's 112.
Really?
I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good at proof, except when I'm coming off of a scotch. That's the
Yeah. You guys have any distillery guesses?
Is it sourced?
It is sourced.
Barton.
To me, I'm sticking with MGP. That it definitely felt very much like MGP.
Well, you both could be right.
Oh, snap.
It's definitely not Dickel, tell you that.
Well, there is Dickel in it. Yeah.
Oh,
Is that
really?
31, Lance?
Yeah, that's batch
I
31.
did not get Dickel at all.
Yeah, so it's Tennessee, Kentucky, and Indiana, and I agree with you, Ben. You cannot taste the Dickel in this at all.
No,
but I think you can pick up a little bit of the MGP that you were picking up for sure.
Yeah.
So this is the youngest age in here is 6 years old, and this was one of the barrel picks that I rated bunker worthy. I love this freaking pick.
Man, that thing
this
is
batch.
You want to talk about something that'll put you on your lips if you're not careful.
Right?
No joke. I could pull on that all night and be in big freaking trouble.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing with barrel. It's like you don't know which batches are going to be good and which ones aren't. And for $80, it's hard to gamble on them.
That's why they send them out to all the YouTubers that they'll review them.
So they do. They send me a lot of picks, and the ones they've sent me I haven't liked, so I haven't reviewed them. But batch 31 I bought on my own, and I absolutely loved it. That's why I did a review on it, because I think that's a bunker worthy bottle to me.
That's fantastic. I have 20, 26, and 28. And they're both.
You didn't get 27? 27 was the good one.
Was it?
27's fantastic.
Okay.
I mean, I think they're all okay. It's just like every 3 or 4 batches, there's an absolute hitter of a batch.
Right.
And I think 27 was it, and 31 was it to me.
The thing that's tough is it's just paying that much money, and then you potentially are just getting, a Dickel, like a Dickel bomb. And it's like, I can go and buy Dickel, a Dickel 15 for less to get more in age than what's put into some of those blends.
Right.
Yeah. At least from my case, if I'm dropping $90 to $100 on a bottle of Booker's, I know what I'm getting.
Mm-hmm.
But when you buy a blend, it can be a crapshoot. Like this one has, I get none of the medicinal, Flintstone minerality at all.
None of it.
And
right.
At all. So if I drop $90, bring this home, pour a glass of it, I'm like, woohoo, ding, 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 winner. So you go with you gonna pour my 2 now?
Yeah, I just poured your 2.
Much darker than
Yep, much darker.
No,
This is Ed's 2.
no, this, yeah.
Todd says Blue Note store picks. Those are fantastic. Starlight Double Oak. Dietling. I've never had Dietling out of Alabama. Have you guys had that one?
No, I've seen it, but I saw it a shit ton in Georgia.
It used to be, I mean, Benny's used to have the cash strength, which is the one I wanted. And then Fred Minnick did a review and went nuts over it. And now you can't find the shit anymore here.
So it's probably garbage, Lance, because he thought Hirsch was dirt.
Dude, I mean, lately Fred Minnick, everything he's been saying, I have just not agreed with. But that's the cool thing about bourbon. There's nothing wrong with disagreeing.
I get a big pop of red apples.
Yeah.
Like those Honeycrisp apples.
It's definitely more fruit forward for sure than the not as nutty as Ed usually likes on this one.
No, but
man, it is all fruit on the nose. Mike says he's a big fan of Chattanooga Founders. I'm still trying to find a bottle of that. Good Time Cigar Blend and Elijah Craig Barrel Proof Pick. I haven't done any of the Good Times. Aren't they like under some hot water? Aren't they doing some shady shit?
Probably.
With their finishing.
I know they do a lot. Basically, all their stuff is finished, which is interesting. I mean, I don't mind that, but
as long as they're, upfront about what they're doing.
Like they're putting like additives and stuff in there. Like,
exactly. That's what I've heard. I don't know if it's true. So I've been kind of leery.
Yeah. Like something I've been really getting into is stout beers, but like the different some of these there's some breweries that are local here that do some pretty cool stuff. And I mean, I enjoy like a Guinness and stuff like that, but sometimes I want something that's a little sweet but still has that base of darker notes. And
you may come across it down there, Ben. Do you get a lot of Colorado beer down in Texas?
Some stuff, yeah.
So Boulder Beer Company has a beer called Shake. If you ever see it, absolutely get it. It is Nestle Quick, but in a stout beer. It is freaking amazing. As Lance would say, it's a fat kid's beer, bigger than
I'm in.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
This tastes like Maker's Mark to me. Tastes fruity, like around that 110 to 115 proof. It's really good. I like whatever it is. It's getting better as I drink it.
Yeah.
Makers or Wyoming?
Let's see what Ben thinks.
Oh, man. Yeah, I don't.
I could be way off though. Who knows? Who is the distiller for Makers that went to Wyoming? Didn't they?
Oh yeah. What's that guy's name? Yes, he did. He was a distiller for Makers. Can't remember.
Anytime I get those kind of chocolatey and fruit notes all in one, and it reminds me of that.
This tastes very similar to like a Maker's cast strength.
Yeah. Yep.
Well done, gentlemen. Well done. Squared it right up. I can't get away from this stuff.
Nice.
It is, and you can find these everywhere, but I just find myself, I go to it a lot. That's probably my fifth strength.
That is probably the best value in bourbon that nobody talks about.
Yep. And no,
what do those cost? $40?
Yeah.
45, maybe 40. Yeah.
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 Yes, Bubble Bath Steve Nally.
The
Man.
the only thing that sometimes I don't like about them is that you don't really get much oak. And it's sometimes nice to have a little bit of that there. But yeah, I mean,
I agree with that. Yeah.
I'm with you on that. So if I want a little oak, then I just go to one of the wood finish series and I get plenty of it.
Yeah.
But so what's the proof on that 110?
110.6.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
if I'm just sitting down at the end of a night and I have, this might sound crazy to some people, but I have Elijah Craig barrel proof at 130 or that at 110, I'm reaching for that. I'm reaching for makers because it's not going to fight me as much. It's
and you can start the night off with that as your first pour at 110, but it doesn't drink 110.
Yeah, that's probably one of the best values in bourbon. And when you have it blind, it's even better. You're like, man, there's not enough people talk about that pour.
Right. And that's kind of why I put it in there, because I knew that not a lot of people in the chat and people around are just, they just don't talk about the cask strength from makers. And I used to never like Maker's Mark. It was just too.
Yeah, I'm with you.
And now I honestly that could be my number 2 behind Jim Beam.
Yeah.
So
it's really good, man.
Yeah. Well,
really good. Good sample, dude.
And again, everyone, I mean, that's readily available. I bet 90% of the people out there can go and find that at their local. Easy.
Oh, yeah.
So.
For sure. Earl says, Smooth Ambler Founders Cask Strength Rye. I've heard that is amazing. In fact, Earl sent me a message. I need to go grab a bottle of that.
So I've got one of those.
Have you tried it yet?
Yes. Wasn't earth-shattering, but I've only had it once. So I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back to that here in a minute. They've got some 5 and 6 year.
Cheers, Steve. What's up, buddy?
That are different than because they've had a few 5-year picks that places have done store picks of, but they like relabeled and they've got a new label, and so they've got some 5 and 6 year stuff that's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's not just like your standard run of the mill MGP 5-year MGP. It's actually pretty good.
That's a good point about. I think Lance brought that up about the market's flooded with 4, 5, and 6 year MGP. Yeah. People are slapping stickers on it, putting it out there, and it's not unique. There's nothing. I mean,
no, it's it feels like that's a point that I'm at in my bourbon journey is I just don't stuff that is in that like 4 to 5 year range that's not finished or anything like that. I'm like, I just don't want to grab it. I'm like, I don't want to spend $60 or $70 for something that's going to taste similar to you know
what it's going to taste like.
Yeah, 12 other bottles on the shelf.
Unless I've had some Nashville barrel picks that I don't know what the hell those guys are doing, but they do not taste their age. Yeah. Narav has an A1 Nashville barrel pick, and it is so good. It is so good.
I saw a bunch of those when I was in Georgia and just never pulled the trigger on them.
It's hard to because they're like $80-$90.
Yeah.
But if you the great thing about A1 is you can try them at the store,
That's fabulous. There's a place up north here called Vine and Table, and they'll do the same thing. They've got probably 20 or 30 bottles open, and all of their picks you can taste.
Paul said, I'm still very new and learning, but I had picked up Eagle Rare and Blanton's. I hope it's not blasphemy, but I like Eagle Rare better. Nothing's blasphemy, dude. You like what you like, man.
That's right.
Eagle Rare is good.
Yeah. I like Eagle Rare better than Blanton's.
Yeah.
Especially if you get that grape Kool-Aid bottle.
God dang. That thing was ridiculous. I didn't even think we were drinking bourbon. No joke.
I know. It's so good.
And then the one that I got from that gas station place tasted like Hawaiian Punch.
Yeah. Todd said, "Are you on my number 3?"
Yeah.
I was going to Ben's number 2. All right, I'll go.
We can do. Oh yeah, no, you need to go to Ben's number 2, right?
Yeah, start with that. I'll wait.
Todd said Chattanooga store picks are wonderful. Their BIB last year was so good.
Yeah.
I like the only one I've really had at Chattanooga is their 111, and I like it. But I didn't find myself going to the bar and pouring it very much, to be honest.
The bottled and bond of the Chattanooga bottled and bond is good.
I have.
Thanks for babysitting Ed tonight. Please take him next weekend too, and I'll pick him up the weekend after that.
You're such a dick, TJ. I'll be in California next weekend, TJ.
TJ, I would have read that for free, buddy.
Yeah, that ought to be something in 2 weeks. Good.
Yeah,
grief.
so you guys are doing a Starlight pick, right?
Starlight pick, yeah.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, Steve, exactly. Blanton's are decent bourbons as long as they're purchased near retail.
Right.
Yep. Bubble Bath Bourbon. We don't talk about cash strength makers picks so that they stay available.
I think
a good point.
So that's the thing about makers is they're such a big distillery and that stuff isn't very old, so they shouldn't have a tough time pumping stuff out. They've already been flooding the market for years. I don't think that even if people get onto that, I mean, comparing that to like Rare Breed, which is a blend of 6 to 10 year stuff, I doubt that makers is much more than 4 years.
Yep.
So
they want, like all liquor stores, they have everybody come in asking for Blantons, and I told Narav what he should do is just line up. He should have makers in there and some other easily available samples, and say, if you can pick out Blantons from this, you can have a bottle of Blantons. And I guarantee most people would probably pick makers or something else over Blantons as far as what they like.
Right.
That's what I'd do.
That's a hell of an idea.
Yeah, you have to pick out Blantons in order to get a bottle.
Ben, this is good shit right here, brother.
Yeah, it is.
Wow. Well, you know, when I maybe it was power of suggestion, but when I first smelled it, I'm like, oh hell, there's that Hawaiian punch.
Bubble Bath Bourbon, I have genuine concerns about Rare Breed because of all the hype going on lately. Yeah, I agree, man. There's way too many channels talking about Rare Breed on every week.
You're right, Lance. You're right. I mean, that was one of the first barrel strength bourbons I ever drank, and I loved it. But now, I mean, like, everybody just rides that horse into the sunset.
I like to bunker those anyway, just because when they change the labels, and which they do, Wild Turkey does often, it's just cool to have those older labels around.
That's why.
But right now, the Rare Breed they're bottling tastes really freaking good.
Does it?
Yeah, I think.
Well, I mean, the one that I have is fabulous, and it's crazy how you go into one store, you can't find it. I'll go into another store, it's $45.
Yeah.
So,
yep.
What's that?
Yeah, Rare Breed. The thing that sucks about bourbon is continuing to get worse. It's like, what I mean by that, it's like their distilleries know we can't hold on. We have to continue to pump out this stuff, and so they're not holding. Like Rare Breed used to have like 12-year stuff blended in. Some of it, I think, even used to be like 10 years, 15 years ago, used to be even older. But now they're having to get younger and younger because they're pushing stuff out so fast. So it's like, it is unfortunate that it's such a now bourbon.
Yeah, but if you have some of the recent Rare Breed stuff, man, it's good. It's really good, I think.
Yeah, I had a bottle of 2001 Rare Breed and 2003, and those were some of the best bourbons I've ever had. And so it like shows like how old that stuff was. Like you taste it, and it tastes. I mean, there's some similarities to that 17-year bottled in bond from Wild Turkey.
Oh,
like
nice. Yeah.
It was so good. But yeah, tasting the stuff now, I mean, I don't know, something about Rare Breed for me, I really enjoy it. It's really solid, but to me, it almost feels like it's overhyped now. Like people are just, it's
Yeah,
like
but it's
it's
still
not gonna
$40.
change. Yeah, it's not going to
You can
change
get
the
it for
world.
$40, Lance?
42. Yeah, 42.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, it's in line with Maker's cash strength. But I still have dreams about that non-chill filtered turkey pick Ed brought to the Patreon meetup.
Oh, shit.
That
Yeah.
stuff was one of the best bourbons I've ever had.
Agreed.
I've thought a few times about pulling the trigger on one on secondary, but
What's the price on secondary?
$500.
Nope.
You think about it. It's
See what you can do. I've got a Weller 12 I'll trade.
I mean, it is definitely man, yeah, it's so good.
Is
And
it is it what is it just is it it's not the single cast nation like we had, is it?
It is.
Seriously?
Really?
Yes.
All right, Ben, we got to talk.
Yeah.
Hey, let's go. I'll go in. I'll go halvesies with you, Lance.
Dude, that bottle was so ridiculous.
Oh shit, that ruined me. It's the first pour I had when we were there.
Like
It's
right
one of the
when we
most
got there.
memorable pours I've ever had in my life.
Next to the Booker's 30, it's the most memorable.
Yeah,
pour.
and it could have been the weekend too, our first meetup and everything, but it was so good, man. I went back to that pour so many times over the weekend, and I loved it.
Yeah.
Ben, we need to talk about this number 2, brother.
It's good, huh?
This is fabulous. Holy shit.
So when I had that bottle, unfortunately, they don't make it anymore.
Really?
They don't make it, yeah. So I went out and I went out and traded for 3 more bottles of it. I was like, this is insane.
Dude, it is. Oh, I mean, yeah.
Independent Joe's in the house. What's up, brother? He did so much on the telethon with Shelf Turds. I appreciate you, man.
Chocolate covered cherries, viscous, little oak, tobacco. Yeah, this is fire, Ben. Whatever it is, I'm gonna say it's probably around 110, 112.
Yeah, you're pretty close. Yeah, it's I have to look again. It's a single barrel,
Oh.
but it's right around that range. Yeah. That's one of the best pours I've had this year.
Isn't that funny? Like all our favorite pours are around that like 115 or under.
I've stopped really going for the one, the 125 to 130 plus.
Yeah, me too.
I don't think I've had anything over 122 this year.
Wow.
I don't think I've had it because I have 2 Jack single barrel strengths that are 130 plus, and I haven't even had a pour. So, what is that, Ben?
The one that you got?
Yeah.
I'll text it to you.
All right.
Because Lance can't tell Lance.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it's amazing stuff.
Lance, that is fire.
Which one was that? Number
2.
Number 2.
Oh yeah. Fuck you, TJ. God, he got that beam box, whatever shipped. He gets that special.
Yeah.
Oh God. And
yeah.
Harden.
He sent me a picture of that. He's like, mail call. He's like, you asshole.
He did the same thing for me.
What is that stuff? I don't know. I don't know what that is. Hardin's Creek?
It's Jim Beam.
Why is it 2 years old?
I don't know.
That's it. It's weird to me that a big distillery would put out something that's 2 years old.
So in this Beam mail order deal, they sent a 2-year and a 16-year, and then there's one other one, but I was just like, wow, that is a huge age difference, to be shipping out. But
I wish
love number 2, that whatever Ben sent, that's fantastic.
Yeah, it's really, really good. I wish that I would have gotten into bourbon like 15 years ago.
Oh God.
10 to 15 years ago,
no joke.
feels like that was the sweet spot because it wasn't
It was
like,
doing this. It was on the down
yeah, I mean,
or the yeah.
it felt like, yeah, I mean, you look back and because they were still coming out with higher proof stuff. Because it's like if you go back, 30 years, everything was like 90 proof.
80, 90 proof. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So like that feels like that was kind of the sweet spot where
Right.
you could get some amazing stuff. But yeah, I mean, there's still amazing stuff that comes out now. But yeah, I see a lot of stuff because like even 5 years ago, because so that bottle that number 2,
Mhm.
so that bottle was, again, that stuff was readily available. Take a guess on what would you pay for something like that?
Oh, right now?
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit. $80, $85. Easily I'd pay $85 for that.
So that stuff, it's like 55. It was like $55 and it sat on shelves. And now they took it away because they couldn't continue to keep producing it because they couldn't keep sourcing that stuff. And so they had to take it away and kind of rebrand. But
On to your number 3, Ed. It is good.
Oh, number 3. All right.
Yeah. It's a lot
I
more.
think I poured Lance's number.
Oh yeah,
3.
you guys can do mine.
Did you pour Lance's 3, Ben?
Yeah, or I'll go ahead and I'll try them both. Dude, I don't know how you filled these bottles up as full as you did, Ed.
Overfilled them because I couldn't see.
Mm-hmm.
It was dark. But it was awesome.
I got an eye appointment on Friday, come to think of it.
It had nothing to do with my eyes, jackass. It was
Whatever. You're old.
If you fill them that full and then you shake the box, you can't hear any liquid in there. So
That's true. Yeah, that's true. I wondered about that with Earl's box that I sent him. I didn't fill it full enough, and you could hear it.
Right?
They don't. I mean, they don't care. They're not.
I thought they did. I thought they sent my shit back to me.
No, they wouldn't do that. They take it and throw it away.
All right.
They drink it.
All right.
Ooh, this is very Kool-Aid-y.
Which one? My number 3?
Yeah. This definitely has like a grapiness.
He said, Power Bourbon said, it's Jim Beam experimental line. Freddie gets to play at the new distillery.
Oh, yeah. I did hear a podcast with Freddie Jr. is at the new distillery they opened up. So that ought to be interesting.
It honestly feels like they're just it kind of like a lot of these distilleries. It's like, how can we make younger stuff that still tastes really good? Because it's tougher for them to hold back old stuff because
right.
Are you guys tasting my number 3 or are we tasting Ed's?
I'm on Ed's.
Okay, I'm on Ed's too.
This one's a very like tropical, fruity.
Right, like jammy, definitely more fruity and floral. Almost reminds me of Barton, like But then I thought it was like, I was like, is this 1792 full proof? But then I was like, I don't know. Now I'm getting some. It's really good. It seems hotter to me than the other ones, though.
Does it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like closer to like 120 maybe, but
this has got like some straw or like grassy. There's like something there mixed in that's interesting.
I think You guys poured it when you were here, but I can't remember.
Oh well, shit, I don't remember.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I remember about 3 bottles deep at your place, Ed. Yeah, it definitely seems hotter to me.
Goodness.
We did go up and prove.
Yeah.
Unless this is like
we did.
Now, did you stick to like bottles people can find?
This one is, I mean, you can find them, I think. I haven't looked around here, but in Georgia they were everywhere, and that's where I got this. So, and somebody mentioned it in the chat earlier, so I was laughing. I'm like, huh.
That's funny.
Yeah. So, what's your proof guess, Ben?
123.
Lance?
I'd say 120.
121.4.
Dang, right on it between us.
Yep.
What's the difference?
Yep.
It's not Barton, huh?
I don't believe so.
I don't think it's Barton. I think there's like something youthful I'm getting in there. Not like your normal youthful notes, but there's not like that grassy note that I was getting.
Mm-hmm. What state you think it's from?
It's kind of musty too. What state is this from?
Mm-hmm.
It does taste like I was saying Barton, but now that I taste it again, it tastes MGP. Yeah, I'll go with Indiana. I'll go with MGP.
Is it?
Well, it is. It very possibly could be, Lance. There could be some in there, but it is not crafted in Indiana. So,
It's sourced.
Yeah, I'm almost. Yeah, it's sourced, but I can't.
Is this like Wyoming or something? Wyoming whiskey or?
Nope, not Wyoming.
Yeah, it doesn't taste like Wyoming.
It doesn't taste like it, but he just said it's
cool. Oh, I think. Did you say Barton, Lance?
Yeah, that's what it tasted like at first to me, was Barton.
I think you are probably correct.
Because usually with Barton, I get like a lot of jammy red fruit notes, kind of.
Because it's distilled in Kentucky.
It is distilled in Kentucky?
Mm-hmm.
What is it? Let's hear it.
Yes.
Oh, Blue Note. Oh.
Yep.
I don't know. I would guess that's Barton, but I don't know.
Yeah.
See, and I
bet TJ knows.
What's that?
I bet TJ knows.
It's a Blue Note. It's a store pick from TJ's package store down in Georgia.
Damn, those are like $40, right?
TJ better know.
$40-$50.
Yes.
Yeah, that is fantastic for 40, 50. I'm so glad I've always wanted to try one of those.
$40. And
yeah, Power Bourbon said should be Barton.
Okay.
Right. Did you guys see did you guys see Cam on ADHD Whiskey's Matt Madness?
No.
Dude, that guy, unbelievable. You guys got to go and watch that.
Yeah, so
he guesses in the final round 5 of 5 bottles.
He guessed all 5?
He guessed all 5. Matt couldn't even believe it. He's like, what the fuck is going on?
No.
And I think he guessed 3 of the 5 proofs. They were all Buffalo Trace. So it was like Elmer T. Lee, Weller Full Proof. He knew Weller Full Proof on the nose.
What?
He's got an insane collection of stuff. He's I follow him and I watch a lot of his stuff. I really like him, but
who is it again?
Oh, I gotta highlight this.
Okay.
Henry Turner said, "You mean Jason C from the Mash and Drum, right?" So last night I said I was joking and busting his balls, and I said, "Hey, if you guys don't know, Cam has a new segment coming out called What's on the Shelf Wednesdays."
Dude,
Hey,
that's
you-
hilarious.
this is fucking hilarious, man. You could tell he was sensitive about everybody busting his balls about stealing Jason's name.
Really?
Yeah.
No, he was a good sport about it.
Oh my God.
Yeah. If you don't follow him, you should. He's I really like his stuff.
Yeah, I mean, like Steve said, I mean, he scored 69 points like back-to-back weeks.
Holy.
But him guessing all 5 of those bottles was stupid. I mean, just ridiculous.
When what was it? Was it Stuff and Whiskey, Josh, that just handed Jason just whipped him on that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah, Jason was not happy.
He was no. That, and after watching that, I'm like, I kind of, I don't know.
I felt the same way. I didn't like that.
I think he's just super competitive. I kind of admire. I like super competitiveness, so I'm all right with it.
I get that, but like to me, it came across more as like just being a poor sport about it. You know, like it wasn't. And I don't know. I mean, like I said, I get being like very competitive. I'm super competitive as well, but you can't. I mean, there's just certain things that, especially when you're kind of an influencer in this world, in the world of whiskey, you can't. I mean, I don't know. To me, it's felt bad.
I think he was just more. I don't think he was like reflecting as far as like Cam goes or Josh goes. I think he was just more pissed off at himself, and it came off the way that some people thought it did. You know what I mean?
Sure, that's fair. Yeah, I mean, to me, it just it rubbed me the wrong way, I guess. And again, I'm watching someone else compete in a made up whiskey challenge. Like, you know, this isn't the president of the United States here we're talking about.
Right. Like when I did the World's Top Whiskey Taster contest and I didn't get any of the proofs right. I was so pissed off at myself and I was so mad, like it almost fucked up the rest of my night. And it had like nothing to do with anybody else. Like I was super excited and
Michelle was going to kick your ass anyway.
Michelle kicked my ass. She's one of our Patreon members and I was like super excited for her. But I was so mad at myself for not getting a single proof right. Like tonight, we've been all over these proofs. Like we've almost nailed them. Right. And for me not to get a single proof within 5 proof points, I was so pissed off at that.
That's shocking because normally you're pretty spot on when it comes to proof.
Yeah, I mean, you just never know what the night's gonna hold, you know. So I think that was more of what Jason was at. I think.
Yeah,
I would guess.
Your number 3 smells aged, Lance. Smells a little older to me.
Yeah.
Smells more oaky, more.
I'm gonna pour a little bit of number 3. Try not to show you guys what it is.
That's good nose.
You want to know? So something that I've been drinking a ton of lately, and I should have poured this in the flight, but y'all would have guessed it right away. Woodford double oaked.
Yeah.
That's been hitting me perfect. Like to start the night off, or even
so good.
If I just want to drink that it's like, it is so good. I hadn't had it in a while and I went back to it and I was like, man, why did I go away from this?
$43 at Costco here.
Yeah. It is weird that the store picks are like $60.
Yeah.
That makes no sense to me.
And I'm so mad because every time I go into Total Wine here, they always have a double oak store pick. And I look at it and go, nah, I don't think so. And why? I mean, I should pull the trigger on it because I know it's going to be fantastic. Right?
Yeah, Bubble Bath Dan was also giving him shit for writing notes. Yeah, Cam was writing notes. That was pretty funny. He was even after it was over, he was still writing notes.
I write, whenever we do like competitions where we're competing against another person, I'll write notes too. I don't know. I take it very seriously.
I need to. I mean, because
old age.
If we're doing, it's the old age. You're right, jackass.
Independent Joe says not a fan of Woodford Double. Wow.
Whoa.
I mean, hey, whatever you like, you like. I really like Woodford though.
That's surprising because most everybody I've ever talked to that either started in bourbon early or that's been one of their like favorites and that's their go-to. So
I think it depends. I mean, it's just like anything. It's like if you would, depending on where it hits you in your journey of where you're at, and
yeah. Steve nailed it. Big fan of Sagamore Double Oaked. That I almost poured that bottle for you guys tonight, but I didn't. That is like my warm up whiskey every night. It is so good.
I need one of them bad.
It is so good.
Pick one up.
I have the regular Sagamore Rye, just barrel or cast strength, and that is fabulous.
Yeah,
it's such a good pour. I think it's like, is it 90 proof or it's low proof? So it's like the perfect pour to get your night started.
I think it's around 92. I think Lance is where that.
Yeah, I'm almost out. I mean, mine's getting low. I'm gonna have to get another bottle. But that's one I need to put in the advent calendar this year for Patreon members because it's so good. What do you guys think about this one?
This is a hot one.
Oh, this is money right here.
I get like this, like almost like a pineapple note.
I could see that. I could definitely see that. That's a good call, man.
Like a pineapple upside down cake.
I've never picked that up on this till you just said it because I'm drinking it with you guys.
That's what happens when you talk to someone with a superior palate.
I gotta go. I'm out.
Fair.
That's fair. Bull, shut up. That's fair.
I've been telling Ben for years he needs a channel.
Yeah. I won't subscribe.
You'll just be my top Patreon supporter.
I would watch Ben's reviews all day long, man.
That's what I do for everybody.
He'd wear skinny jeans and roll them up and have a little Kentucky waterfall going on, and I'd subscribe.
Skinny jeans and burgundy New Balance.
That's right.
Yep, that's what it'd be.
Man,
having a channel is a lot of work. Y'all put in a lot of work for these things.
I know.
It is so much freaking work.
I mean, look behind you. Like, look at all the stuff you got there. I mean,
dude, just setting up tonight, like setting the lighting and the cameras. I should take a picture and show you guys. It's like, let's see. I started setting up at 11 o'clock and then got done at like 12:30 or 1, and then had to take a shower before we ran to Effingham, which is an hour and 45 minutes away, or an hour and 10 minutes away. But yeah, I mean, I do that every Friday because I shoot these things in my living room. So it's not like I have a basement where I leave stuff set up all night. It's crazy. What do you guys think on the proof on this one?
Ooh.
Bubble Bath Bourbon said, let's see. Do you make sure the natural corks are wet every once in a while? I personally don't, because I drink them fast enough where it doesn't matter.
Yes, I do.
I mean, there are some corks that seem to disintegrate faster than others, but if
it's an old bottle, then probably. But if I'm going to drink the bottle in the next 4 years, I don't know that I'm drinking stuff I only open like probably 70 bottles at a time, and I'm rotating through those all the time. I mean, but I see people posting pictures of bottles with synthetic corks all the time, turned upside down, saying they're wedding corks, and it cracks me up. I'm like, it's synthetic. You don't stop it.
Hold on. I'm going to wet this. Oh, wait.
I mean, I'm glad you're excited about it, but stop it.
Trying to pull the top out of that thing.
Right.
Man, this is very familiar.
Did you guys say the proof yet on this one?
Is this? Oh.
I'm going 117, Lance.
123.
115, 117 is where I'm thinking.
Ooh, you're close, Ed.
Man, this is like I know it probably isn't, and I'm pretty sure it isn't, but man, it smells like one of the Booker's batches that I have.
What are you getting on the? What are your notes on the nose and palate?
Oak, tobacco, like musty, a little bit of like kind of like brown sugar, but not like older brown sugar. And peanut.
Jacob said Perry's private stock, most eventful pour of the year.
Oh, shit. Jacob, that's the best review so far of the year. It's the funniest.
See, all this time I've been avoiding bourbons I hate because I didn't want to shit on a distillery, and you guys love that one.
Dude, it's just the way. Oh God, it was hilarious.
What do you do if you're putting out that product? Like if you're like, hey, we've got 2 years. This is gonna be what we're gonna put out. Like, if all your barrels taste that way, what do you do?
And like you drop $120 MSRP on it.
Well, MGP's going, hell yeah, we sold that shit to some sucker.
Right.
Oh yeah. You should go look at the last comment. I can't remember who commented, but they commented as I was at A1 tonight on the Perry's stock, secret stock. And they are an employee of Cardinal Fitness.
For a reason.
They're an employee. What did they say?
Oh, dude, they shit all over. They're like, Cardinal Fitness isn't going to be around much longer.
Wow.
Yeah, you should go check out the last comment on that review. It's pretty bad. And then he even went as far as to go find me on Instagram, and he posted on my Instagram as well.
Did he really?
Yeah. But so, who knows, disgruntled employee, or if he really just hates him that much. But he did not have good things to say about him.
Well, you didn't either, apparently.
No, well, and it's MGP stuff, right? Like it's MGP stuff that they didn't want found. And Cardinal's like, we'll buy it. But the Cardinal Spirits single barrels I've had from MGP are really good. I mean, I've had really good stuff. Like A1 has a pick right now that's fantastic. I've had picks from even stores I don't like that I really like their Cardinal Spirits pick. It's really good. You see it, Ed?
I'm trying to pull it up. I'm pulling it up now.
Mike said Ben's reviews would come with sarcasm and mockery. That's why I want to see them. But it would be so dry and a lot of people wouldn't get it.
No, some people would hate it.
Dude, I would love it.
Which one was it, Lance?
It should be up close to the top, unless he deleted it.
He got terminated.
Yeah, unless he got terminated.
Cardinal let him go.
Let's see. Oh shit, he might have deleted it.
He realized he signed an NDA.
He deleted it.
Oh,
hold on. Let me see. Let me see if he left it on on Instagram.
Man.
Oh shit! I should have screenshotted it. He deleted all of them.
That's weird. Why would you?
No, wait. It's still on Instagram.
Screenshot that shit.
Yeah, he said I worked at Cardinal for nearly a year. They just laid off half their staff, including me, with absolutely no notice due to needing to make sudden budgetary cuts.
Jeez.
Thank goodness they spent Lord knows how much on this vile barrel. Cardinal is woefully mismanaged, and it's a shame because they typically produce good stuff, but I don't think it's likely they will remain around many more years.
Oh, dang. We're out of Bloomington, Indiana.
Dude, yeah. So he posted that on YouTube, but he deleted it.
Obviously, you got to take that with a grain of salt, considering he was laid off. But
he's a little disgruntled.
He might have been drinking too much when he posted that.
But he's not wrong that Perry's secret stock is absolute garbage whiskey.
It needed to remain a secret.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, Lance, number 3 is not garbage whiskey at all.
No, it's not.
Number 3.
Jacob said, Old Fitz corks are the worst. They are the only one I worry about. Yeah, I agree there.
Yeah. And they're the one that you can't really effectively tip upside down.
Right. All right, you guys want to know what this is? You have any guesses?
There's something about it that's very familiar, so I was like trying to think of what it would be, but it's like,
but it's probably not.
I'm thinking like, oh, go ahead, Ed.
It smells and tastes like beam profile to me, but I don't know.
Really?
Mhm.
It's
I
not
was
that.
thinking
I'll
like,
tell you that.
like an ECBP pick or something like that, or
Hmm.
there's something in there that's very familiar.
Maybe Heaven Hill.
I think this is going to surprise you guys so much. You're going to be so shocked by this.
Is it available? Put it that way.
No. Questionable.
No, it's Lance. What am I saying? No, of course it's not. Shut up.
Wow.
That's Bardstown 7.
What is that blend comprised of? I know it has light whiskey in it.
Yeah, so that's the thing. So it is.
Is that the one that has Wyoming in it?
It doesn't have Wyoming, but it's got Canadian whiskey in it. So it's 31% of a Kentucky 12-year, which is 75% corn, 13% rye, 12% malted barley. Then it's got 25% of another Kentucky 12-year. That's 78% corn, 10% rye, 12% malted barley. 21% of a Canadian 12-year corn whiskey, 15% of a 7-year MGP whiskey, and then 8% of a 17-year Tennessee whiskey or Dickel. So there's no you can't taste Dickel at all in that.
No, you definitely can't.
So yeah, I knew this would throw you guys, but I wanted to see. I really just put this in there because I love this bottle, and I was so worried about it being. It had corn Canadian whiskey, but I wanted to see what you guys thought about it blind. So it's so interesting to hear what you guys thought.
It's very good. Yeah, it's very
so good, right?
Yeah. It honestly, it really does smell like. Actually, you know what I'm doing? I'm doing this.
It did not remind me of Booker's.
Bubble Bath nailed that. Disco 7. Nice job, buddy.
It's interesting. It's really good. There's something in there that's very familiar.
So you almost nailed the proof. The proof is 114.5.
Okay.
You guys were real close on the proof. But man, see, this is a thing. Like, I've always done bourbons for our bourbon of the year. This year, I think I'm just doing whiskey because you have Old Elk in there, which is a double wheat whiskey. And then you have Discovery 7, which has got Canadian whiskey. So you can't call either of those a bourbon. But I think they should be in the conversation of top spirits of the year,
Sure. Why not? They're freaking fabulous. I mean.
So the question is, with the increase in Bardstown Disco, would you pay $140 for that? That's the question.
That's tough. It's funny though that Discovery, the Discovery series, they have made it into every year, assuming they make it into this year as well. But
dude, we had it. Remember, Disco 3 was our bourbon of the year the first year I did it.
Yep.
I still have some.
It was so good. Last year it was in the running. But we know our Booker's fans and Patreon voted that shit up.
Hey.
Cooper's Craft, baby.
Cooper's Craft.
Hey, I just have to say, somebody at the freaking meetup said that rivaled some of the best Bookers he's ever tasted.
Yes, that's true.
Right there.
Yep. That Booker's, I love that batch. It was so good. And in fact, I did it against Country Ham, and I liked last year's
Town better.
I liked it better. Yep.
Yeah.
Power Bourbon says number 7 is so damn good. It is, man. I trust Steve Nally with everything. He just knows his shit, man. He knows what he's doing.
It's funny to see how the Discovery series, they came out with after Discovery 3, every year was just less and less of MGP.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Bourbon Bath asked after the reveal. All right. Has anyone had a disco they haven't liked? I wasn't crazy about number 5, but only because it was the most dickily of all the disco series. Did you guys have 5?
Mm-mm.
No, correction. I had a pour of it, but yeah, I wasn't. It wasn't bad because I like Dickel.
Power Bourbon says the same thing. Steve says the same thing. Yeah, I think everybody's pretty on par. Oh, you said that too. Sorry, I'm just catching up in chat.
Yeah, I think if you enjoy Dickel, you don't mind it, but again, you're paying, 120 plus bucks, and that's where it becomes an issue.
Bubble Bass said Gene from NASA said MGP barrels have doubled recently. I don't doubt that at all.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It really makes me wonder what, companies like Smoke Wagon are going to do. I don't know, man. I'd be scared if I were those companies.
Yeah, especially Smoke Wagon, because they've built their brand on MGP.
Right.
Right. So, and they've said over and over again, we are not distilling our own stuff. We're
back to what you said earlier, Ben, about these companies that are looking to, they got to get bourbon out so quickly that MGP's pushing out 4 and 5 year stuff. But you have Makers, Beam, Turkey, the big dogs that can afford to push out 400, 500, 600 barrels of 4 year, and you know what you're going to get. It's going to be solid stuff. Mm-hmm. And that's why I find myself lately going to the big boys, just because I just get tired of the same old, it's MGP or it's 4 year Dickel or whatever it is. It's sourced whiskey when I know I can grab a red wax top and I know what I'm getting.
Guys, we are 38 subs away from 5,000.
Woo!
Man, crazy.
Make it happen.
If I was a distillery, I would do what Good Times is doing. If they're adding additives, I would not do that. But
right.
I would try to get really good at not blending, but finishing stuff, because that's how you become interesting for people that are really into bourbon. You want stuff that's 8 to 10 plus years, and reality is there's not a ton of that's out right now. So you have to make stuff interesting,
right? Not unless you're Wild Turkey, Jim Beam.
Yeah.
Not unless you're Jack Daniels, somebody that's got 400,000 barrels sitting on in their rick houses.
Right.
Yep.
I wonder if Smoke Wagon, I wonder if they were able to get like a contract with MGP where they're like, hey, we'll get, this contract lasts for X amount of years. We're guaranteed this amount of barrels. Like, I wonder if they had something like that, because if I was them and I was in this position, I'd be like, you need to figure something out. You're not, unless you want to make uncut, unfiltered a 4 year, 4 year product.
Crazy.
Although, have you guys had the younger?
No.
You raved about it.
Dude, I almost put it in this blind too, but I figured you guys would be onto that. So I did not put it in this blind. But the younger, and again, I don't know if like my skeptical side is like, all right, he blended his best shit for this first batch of younger, because it is so good. It is so good. You cannot taste any youth. And I've tasted youth in like the uncut, unfiltered, some of the later batches.
Mm-hmm.
But in that review I did a blind of the younger and an old batch of uncut and the newest batch of uncut. They were all fantastic. So good. Like very minor differences, but I did pick the younger last. So that goes in line with pricing and everything. But but it's all good, man. But I wonder how like, you know, let's see what batch 3 and 4 of the younger is, and see if it starts to taste, if you start to taste grain in those batches.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, it's like just 4-year MGP. It just does not excite me at all. I mean, granted, there are some good single barrels out there, but I'm like, I just do not want to be spending $60 on something like that. And it's tough.
Bubble Bat said, how long, I guess is the question, Smoke Wagon started doing uncut, unfiltered, the younger. So yeah, because I just don't think they're getting older stuff anymore. It's running out.
So at the meetup, I traded.
I don't know, Steve. I don't know.
What's it? Oh, sorry.
Oh no, he just said that younger does not reflect in any way the MGP availability for their uncut, unfiltered. Just a line extension. I think it does, but
they wouldn't add another label because they already have 3. There's already 3. Well,
what have small batch, uncut, unfiltered, and
then just like a I can't remember the name of what they call it, but just their very like basic entry level product. They have some higher end ones as well that are super limited. They wouldn't add something to it if they weren't going to. There's no reason for them to add. Everybody knows MGP is going away, or not going away, but their stock is running down. So it's like
they're running out of barrels. I mean, I don't. You can have 10 million freaking barrels, but you're going to run out of 8, 9, 10, 12 years. You're going to run out of that.
Yep.
Eventually. So.
Yeah. What do you guys got next to pour?
Real quick before you move on, I poured some of that Augustas, I guess it was, that 13 cream, and it's very similar to the Disco 7. I think.
Is it really?
Yeah, because of the age, and it's.
We had that at the meetup, right?
Right, and
I liked that bottle a lot.
And I traded Aaron for the Buckner's Augusta, this one right
here.
Yeah, I traded him my Sam Houston. So very similar. I don't know if that one beam in there, or is that one Kentucky whiskey's beam, but smells similar to me.
What are we going to Ben's number 3? I don't have it, of course, because I sent it back, but.
Oh, dang.
Oh, Baff. If their contracts get renegotiated, I see UCUF being just as limited as a rare and limited line, and the younger is going to be. Yeah, I totally agree. I don't see any other way it could go, Bubble Bath.
Right.
So with them doing uncut the younger, that's the barrel proof. Yep. And their other stuff in their line isn't barrel proof. So that's probably their way to kind of still show that we're giving a barrel proof expression without, because again, it's the uncut unfiltered. It's like people are going to see that it tastes different. It's like, it's not, I mean, I think everyone would agree the stuff that was, before they put those little labels on the bottle, that stuff was amazing. And then started progressing, it did feel like it started getting worse.
Yep. And in the blind I did, I reviewed the younger first, and I thought it was as good as any uncut unfiltered I'd had.
Right.
Until I had it against uncut unfiltered, and I had an earlier batch that wasn't labeled and the latest batch. And it clearly was not as good as the uncut unfiltered that had some of the older stuff aged in it. Still great. It was really good. Definitely worth the price, and a bunker worthy bottle, in my opinion, but just not as complex, and the finish wasn't as long in the younger. And I said that in the review, and I did it 1,000% blind. So, and I would have loved for the younger to come out ahead of the uncut unfiltered regular, because, but it seems like right now the younger is more allocated than the uncut unfiltered, which doesn't make any sense. So who
It's
knows?
just because it's new. Like everybody
Yeah.
wants to have the first edition of
Right.
stuff.
Well, Illinois got so few barrels of that, or so few bottles. Like,
Mhm.
Where did you get it, Lance?
I got it at Harvest Market, and they had like, I think they had 6 bottles, and they may have had the most in the area.
Wow.
They got 6 freaking bottles of it.
Wow.
Read Narav's comment. It makes complete sense. I mean, they should have been doing that from the beginning.
Before Lux and MGP merger happened, MGP guy was saying they were going to stop selling older barrels and keep them for themselves. Yeah, that makes. Why wouldn't you?
I heard that somewhere. I don't know if it was on one of the Whiskey Tube channels or maybe I read it, but I did hear that they were going to start bottling their own distillate, the older stuff, that like 12-year stuff. But I don't know where that's going.
It's so I think that when you think back to like Bell Mead, so Bell Mead, they were doing single barrels for their cask strength, and then out of nowhere they kind of just said, "Oh, there's inconsistencies. We don't like it. We're just going to go to a static batch proof." And
is that when they went to that 108.3 label?
Yeah, and I don't necessarily agree with that because it doesn't. I mean, every single barrel of theirs that I've had has been phenomenal. And not to say that the batch proof stuff isn't great, but it's like I think they started maybe seeing the writing on the walls with MGP, and they started realizing we're not going to be able to continue to keep getting this stuff the same way that we were getting it before, because they had like 10 to 12 year stuff that were single barrels MGP, which is great. And so I don't know, it is interesting.
I've never had Nulu, Steve. Have you guys had any Nulu stuff?
I just bought a Nulu finished in port barrels. That's freaking fantastic. So good.
But Starlight finished is ridiculous.
And the Starlight finished stuff is good as well.
It's so good. Ben, what are you doing here?
But Starlight, correct me if I'm wrong, Starlight is their own distillate. It's not MGP.
Yeah.
Yeah. Starlight's not sourcing.
Source anymore. It's their own stuff.
Yeah, Starlight's their own stuff. And I really love their finished ryes. Their bourbons have a little bit of youth on them, but finishing obviously covers that up a lot. But the Nulu picks I've had, that is sourced MGP, and the finished ones I've had are really, really good.
Man, this is weird, Ben. What is this?
Oh, you're on number 3?
Yeah. I'm not a huge fan of the nose. It kind of has a gauze pad Band-Aidy smell to me.
Ben,
you think the Nulu stuff you've had feels really young, huh?
So I haven't had that port, but I've had a couple different single barrels that they've done. They're floating around everywhere here. And then they had a maple, or I think it was a maple finish. And that one, it was fine. Widow Jane has a really good maple finish. The Decadence, that one's really good. And the Nulu, I was hoping it would be that way, but it just was not. It just feels very young.
Is that the Widow Jane 10?
No. So they have one it's just called Widow Jane Decadence. They don't have an age statement on it, but that one's really good. I think it's like $80, and I would pay $80 for it.
Yeah.
You're drinking Ben's number 3, Ed?
It's funky. It's funky.
It's probably because of what we've had before drinking that one, but that one you're drinking, I'm a huge fan.
Well, I can understand, because part of me wants to say there's some Dickel in this, and I mean there's a little bit of that Band-Aidy funk, that medicinal, but so the palate so much different than the nose for me on this, and it's good. It's it's really sweet. Oh, man. Like like almost like that, like homemade caramel, not the
Yes.
like homemade stuff that like maybe your grandma or your aunt makes for Christmas. That's what that tastes like.
Yeah.
And it's better now. The second sip, way better than the first one.
I'd even let it sit for a little bit too. It gets better as it opens up. It
Now
is.
I'm almost done. There's just a little bit in the glass on that first pour, but now I smell vanilla frosting. Like,
Did you did you pour the whole sample into it?
oh no.
Okay. Go back to that one in a few days
Okay.
and see what you think, because that one's one of my favorites.
Okay. That I'm guessing that one doesn't seem as hot. That one seems more in the like maybe 105, 10, 100, 105 range.
That
Steve
one
said
is
Smoke Wagon's expanding. They have long-term plans to get into more markets, but will only do so if they can support those market needs. Yeah, I've seen Aaron talk about that. Aaron at Smoke Wagon expects expansion and is locked in with MGP. I hope you're right. I just don't know how long they can support him.
Speaking of that, Lance, I'm going to pony up for your 5K. I'm going to pony up my uncut, unfiltered.
Oh, you are?
Yep.
Oh shit! All right. Well, no. So we got 3 bottles.
Yep. Because I did the Ferrand for power, so I'm going to do the uncut for you.
All right, cool, man. Remind me, because you know I'm not going to remember.
I will. But yeah.
Henry said landed uncut the younger and got Aaron to sign the bottle. Good times.
Whoa,
Awesome.
nice.
Aaron seems like a great guy, man.
Did you see Ed Bell's picture with Jimmy Russell?
Yeah, that was great.
That was fabulous.
Jimmy
Yeah.
Russell's got some nuts on him or something. Jesus. You guys see that picture? I'm like, what in the world's going on down there? He's got to stop wearing pleated khakis, man. Boy, he's got some bull nuts, man.
I didn't see the picture you're talking about. Where was that? I'm gonna look right now.
Hey, you know
Oh,
what?
you got to go look at it, man. That dude's got some a set on him.
And Lance, you know why he can sit and do that? Because
Why?
he can, because he's Jimmy Russell.
It's Jimmy Russell. Just here's my nuts, bitches.
Hey, and who's going to tell him he can't? Nobody. That's fabulous. You're right. That was hilarious.
Yeah, he's got to put some black pants on, man. His nuts are too big for those pleated khakis.
I'm looking at the picture right now.
I'm not wrong, am I? It's the biggest set you've ever seen.
Oh God. Nice one.
You're looking at it. You have no idea what that is.
Why?
It can't be. It's got to be nuts, right?
Hey, Lance, these nuts.
These nuts. Wild turkey nuts instead of Booker's titties, sir.
There's something there.
It's got to be uncomfortable. There's a reason why he didn't get up and walk around much.
Yeah, it's been weighing him down all these years.
It's got to be uncomfortable. Oh my God. Oh, that's fucking.
What's hilarious is Ed Bell's looking right at the camera, smiling like he's taking his like back to school pictures, and then Eddie's just sitting there just writing in the.
Oh,
and he's like, here's my nuts, bitches.
Oh, this went off the rails. Holy shit.
Hey, I think our watch count went up.
When you started talking about it, people were interested.
I know. We were talking about logical discussion about uncut, unfiltered. Next thing you know, once Jimmy's nuts come into this freaking boom, Lance is okay.
What's really important to me about a distillery is what do the distiller's nuts look like? Can they support the workload?
I just think it's impressive he doesn't wear. He's okay with it. He wears khakis. He's like, if you weren't okay with it, you probably wear black pants. But he's like, fuck it.
You're 90 years old. What the fuck do you care?
You don't.
Exactly. You're
if
90.
You got elephantitis. It's okay.
Why they're hanging the way they are.
Hey, yeah.
All right. What else we got, boys?
On that, we're going to number 4. You guys drank all mine, so hopefully
are you drinking my number 4?
I know what this is.
Yeah.
All right, you're drinking my number 4.
Yeah. Even off the nose, I think I know what this is.
Yes, bubble bath. I would do the same thing.
No, I would just let it hang out in the gift shop.
That's what I said. He's Jimmy Russell. He can do whatever the fuck he wants.
I'd lean into it, man. I'd hang I'd sell the nuts that hang off the back of your truck hitch, and
I would I'd go to Maker's Mark and just dip those things right in the wax and then make a mold.
Fucking stop talking, please.
Just have you're going into Wild Turkey, you just
see
these huge nuts on it. Just
old man's got a serious hang
down.
That's where he stores his water bottle.
What is your score on the nutsack presentation? They're bunker worthy, man.
Bunker worthy.
Wow.
Hey, Russell Reserve's truck nuts. I'm telling you, I wasn't a marketing major for nothing. I got good ideas.
That's the next picture for Russell's pick.
Yeah, it says D's nuts right underneath it, or J's nuts, one of the two.
What do you guys think about number 4?
I think this one's a ECBP pick.
Interesting.
I could be wrong, but this one really reminds me of. There's like a very specific note that I get with Elijah Craig barrel proofs.
You've nailed Elijah Craig barrel proofs in the past.
It's like a you know how
he doesn't follow directions, otherwise he would have.
That's fair.
You know how when you drink bottled water, you drink like a Dasani, and immediately you're like, that's a Dasani. It's the same.
No,
I don't know what you mean, man.
There is something specific. If you go next time you're at the store, go and buy a couple different bottled waters and drink a Dasani and compare.
And you know when you drink a certain rose water and you know what the rose water is.
Hey, you laugh, but you go home and you do.
I do. I'm like, that's jasmine. I know that's jasmine. That's not rose petals. That's jasmine. That's gardenia.
Yep.
Yeah. How about know whether it's Coke or Pepsi, Ben? Like something.
Yeah.
My next sample, the sample set that I'm going to send you guys next is going to be bottled water. And you're going to see.
Great.
I'm sure our views will really go up for that one.
They'll be interested. You'll learn something.
You'll get to 5,000 in a hurry, lads.
You should do that on your own channel, Ben.
He immediately loses 1,000 subscribers.
I thought this was a bourbon channel, but we're drinking Fuji water or Fiji or whatever.
Mike agrees with you, but Mike couldn't taste rye and bourbon, so there's that.
Well, for this example, I'm going to pretend he could. So,
whatever that is, Lance, that is really sweet. Cherry.
Oh, everybody's coming to your defense, Ben.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a very specific quality it has. I equate it to the Elijah Craig's. I don't know if that's what that is, but very similar.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that's not even Heaven Hill at all to me. I don't know what that is, but
see, Davis, you should be part of our Patreon or Rusty Water group, because we just released Russell's Reserve not too long ago.
Can anyone?
So with the Russells, the just the normal single barrels you should be able to find. They won't be the picks, but you should be able to find the normal ones on shelves.
Yeah, I assumed he meant the picks, but yeah, you might.
I
Might be
mean,
right.
the only thing that's different about the picks is that you know where it's from and you know the age, and you hopefully are getting a better barrel because someone picked it. But reality is the normal ones, they're just as good. I mean, maybe it's not a warehouse that you love, but
Right.
Yeah, it all depends. Like we've done in our advent calendar, I sent Russell's
Yeah.
picks that sucked from Friar Tuck. Remember that one I did?
Well, that thing was horrible.
Yep. And
That
then
was
I've done
not
picks
good,
from A1 that were fantastic. So it's all about the place that's picking the barrel.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, is when you go on these barrel picks, especially with the big distilleries like Russell's or not Russell's Reserve, Wild Turkey, they're giving you like 3 barrels to choose from, maybe 4. And so it's not like you
many.
have this big selection where you can really pick the best barrel. It's like you're just at the liberty of what they gave you.
Yep, for sure.
Hey, Lance, speaking of the advent calendar,
Yep.
I think I'm going to donate a bottle. I thought
How
about
generous
it.
of you.
Sweet. Whatever you want to donate, man, just let me know.
I'm gonna donate a Blue Note.
Oh, dude, the Blue Note for $45, that's a killer bottle.
Yeah.
Killer bottle.
I got some backups when I was down in Georgia, so I'm like, that'll be good for the advent.
What do you guys think the proof is on 4? Any ideas?
$106.
119.
So I don't know what the proof is. I'm not smart enough to figure it out. But what you're drinking is 2/3 Elijah Craig barrel proof A120 and 1/3 Elijah Craig 18 year.
Really?
That's hilarious.
That's a good tasting there, Ben.
Man.
See,
Nice
that
job.
Dasani, I'm
Nice
telling
job,
you,
man.
Dasani.
So what I love, A120 is one of my favorite batches ever. So Ben gave me when we were at Ed's, gave me another bottle. So I have a backup bottle. And I mixed, I'm not particularly crazy about Elijah Craig 18, but I was like, what if I could add some age to A120?
Wow.
So I just sprinkled a little bit of Elijah Craig 18 on there, and I freaking love that blend. So,
Man.
It's good. It is good.
So that's not anything you can find. I just wanted to send it to you guys to see what you thought blind, and Ben fucking nailed it.
I'm telling you. I'm
Ed
telling
said
you.
it's not Heaven Hill, but
Yeah, he sure as shit did, didn't he?
Whatever.
There is a very old quality to this. Like when you go and you smell it, I mean, there's like definitely a lot of like very strong leathers, but you don't get that same proof punch that you do from the A120, because that thing gives you a big punch. It's still there a little bit, but it's mellowed, which I really enjoy.
A120 was one of my favorite batches, but it was, the proof was too much, and I wanted just a tad bit more age. So I was like, I'll just add a little bit of Elijah Craig 18 to it, because I don't like Elijah Craig 18 on its own. And I thought the blend was like perfect. I was like, holy shit, this is fantastic.
Yeah.
Now it's an expensive blend.
No shit.
Yeah.
But I think it works.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Ben's dialed into the Elijah Craig barrel proof, man.
Yeah, nice
That's
job.
tonic water.
Yep.
Well, guess we better do a water blind.
So A120 is like, what is that? 130 proof or more? I don't remember.
I think so.
Yeah.
And then Elijah Craig 18 is like 90 proof. So I'm sure somebody could figure it out. But I did exactly 2/3 A120, 1/3 Elijah Craig 18. but you're probably pretty damn close on proof, Ben.
Yeah. You can tell there's some strength there, but it's not overpowering like the A120 is. That one's a good one. Man, yeah, it's like stuff like that. You can't drink it first thing of the night. I mean, that thing will just blast you away. But then the problem is after you've had a few pours and you work your way up to it, it's like then ending the night on something like that isn't exactly ideal either. But
yep.
Well, that could be a great end of the night pour right there.
Oh yeah, I do it all the time as my last pour of the night.
The 10-year can't get it on the shelf.
What's that?
Are they talking about the Rebel?
That's what I thought, but I wasn't sure. Oh, is he talking about Russell's?
I'm going back through the chat right now. We missed a bunch of stuff.
He's not talking about Russell's 10-year, is he?
Yeah, I guess maroon label.
That's
maybe. I mean, yeah, maybe that is.
They don't have Russell's 10-year right now. That's alarming. If that's true.
Wow.
I mean, you think about it, it's like, why would distilleries put out an age-stated, like almost entry-level product like that? Why would they still keep doing it? They just might as well hang on to that stuff and figure out a way to put it into a different line or something like that. I'm a big fan of Russell's 10. I really enjoy that stuff.
Yeah, me too. It's good. It's really good.
I wouldn't be surprised if Eagle Rare finally, if over the next few years they drop their age statement. Yeah, because it's basically a single barrel. It's a single barrel 10-year. Even at 90 proof or whatever it is, it's still. I mean, those stats are worth a lot more than $40.
$40, yeah.
It's not even. It's like
said Russells are limited to one per customer. Wow.
Dang. That's how it was with Rare Breed in two of the stores when I was in Georgia. There was allotments on Rare Breed, and it was $70.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? When I remember when I first got into bourbon, I thought that the next big thing to blow up would be the Jack Daniel's Barrel Proof.
Right.
And don't get me wrong, it's good, but it's not one that I've seen blow up like I thought it would. It's still very popular, but I mean, it's not. I can still find it on shelves here.
It had a run for a minute when I was in Georgia where you couldn't find it anywhere, nowhere, and if you did, it was $90.
Really?
Yeah, which that market is absolutely insane. You go to one store and you can't find Jack Daniel's Barrel Proof anywhere, but there's a Weller Special Reserve on the shelf for $40.
Mm-hmm.
Give it 2-3 weeks, go back in that Weller, $50. Same store.
Yeah.
It was madness to me down in Georgia how they're pricing. Maker's 101, $70.
Ben, you got a Grander, right? One of the A1.
I did. Yeah, I snagged one.
If they're coming out with another one, Lance, I'm in.
Yeah, I sent it to you last night.
Yeah, I'm down.
Finished in Weller barrels.
Really?
It comes. It's going to be released. Well, you can buy it now, but it's released next week. So, if you want one, grab one. I'll pick it up for you.
All right. Yeah, that was the one that you poured when we were on the live with Jason, right?
Yeah, that he flipped out over.
That was ridiculous.
Yeah. Now I haven't tasted this one, but it's a 12-year finished in Weller barrels, so
it can't be. It can't.
Got to be good.
Yeah, right. I mean,
got to be good.
After that night, I went on the hunt big time for that Traverse City Rye.
You found one too, didn't you?
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, Power Bourbon already getting into that Ezra Brooks. Yeah, I couldn't wait. So this was a pick I went on with A1, and it was such a good pick. So I couldn't wait. I opened this sucker up. What?
I said, sign me up for that stuff right now.
The Ezra Brooks?
Yes.
All right, I can pick you up that too, bud.
Yeah.
I think it's the one. It's A1 honeysuckle.
Oh,
But the gingerbread pick they have 2 Ezras right now.
really?
Wait, did I not? Hold on a second. I think I told you guys the wrong thing. I thought I sent you. Hold on. Let me see what I.
What is wrong with you?
Oh, Jesus. Hold on. Go back to number 3.
What?
Go back to number 3.
You didn't. That's not.
Ben, go back to number 3.
Golly, I heard the mumblings going on.
What is wrong, dude? I'm such a dumbass. I told you that was Discovery 3. That was not Discovery 3.
Discovery 7
or Discovery 7. I told you it's not Discovery.
What is it?
3 is Ezra Brooks cast strength.
And I said that one was like Elijah Craig.
You did.
And I'm like, that's nutty. That's nutty.
Yeah.
That's like Beam. That's
so
nutty.
I said that you were, Ed. You were. I sent this exactly for you, Ed. I knew you would love number 3.
Golly.
Yeah. Because I just drank the Distiller's Cut Ezra Brooks 2 nights ago. I'm like, God, I love this shit.
I'm such a dumbass.
I
am such a dumbass. So I sent this specifically for Ed because I knew this is a $45 bottle that kicks ass. It is so good.
Well, good thing we know what Discovery 7 tastes like.
Man.
I'm so sorry. Henry said, got him.
Got
Everybody that already tuned out thinks that you guys are drinking Discovery 7.
That's hilarious.
Those Ezra Brooks picks, though, the cash strength, they are so ridiculous for the money. So congrats to the 20 of you that are still hanging around and know that that is actually an Ezra Brooks pick, not Discovery 7.
Yeah.
So does it make more sense? It's like honey, nutty, but I thought really well rounded. I thought it drinks a little lower than 120 proof.
That's funny because didn't I say? I think I said 123, and you were like, "Oh well, no, this is."
I think so. I'll have to go back and watch it now.
That's funny.
I was around the 17-ish, 117, I think.
Yeah, I think you were pretty close, Ed. And I put this in here specifically for you because this is one that I'm drinking like it's one of my.
God.
I mean, I'm killing this bottle. It's an A1 pick that I absolutely love, and for $45, I just don't know that you can beat it.
No.
Bubble Bath Bourbon. Read his comment.
Sounds familiar.
Reminds me of Jimmy Russell.
I can't believe I did that. And I wouldn't have even noticed had I not poured this new Ezra Brooks pick. And I was just like, wait a second. I swear I poured a Ezra Brooks pick just for Ed.
Yeah.
Everything else I told you was correct tonight. There's just number 3 I was wrong. I did not send you Discovery 7.
This is exactly why I have trust issues.
Go back and read my comment, Dan.
Yep.
See? And I give him $50 a month for this shit.
To do this, I'm
Right?
unprofessional.
Hey, you guys have known from day one what you're dealing with, all right?
Can I up it to 60?
You know when you have like an oatmeal raisin cookie
Yeah.
it kind of has that like caramely, like the caramel and the oat kind of take out the raisins. This has some of that. I get some of
I
that.
think
Like,
oatmeal raisin cookie is a fantastic note, actually.
yeah,
Actually, just oatmeal, basically straight oatmeal cookie, no raisins, with
yeah,
a
Yeah.
shit ton of nutmeg is what it
Yeah.
smells.
yeah.
It's such a
It's good.
great pick for
Ah,
45
dang, that's
bucks.
good.
Yeah,
That's
it's so
that's
good.
good.
Honestly, I've
Mm.
found myself caring less about age statements. I remember when I first got into bourbon, it's because everybody tells you age statements are what's important, it's what matters. And yes, older whiskey tastes better. But I mean, this Ezra Brooks, it doesn't have an age statement, and this beats out a lot of, a lot of
Mhm.
those, like even some, I would even say that beats out some 8-year stuff that I've had recently.
100%. Yeah. And
I-
I think Ben, you even said MGP a little bit. When you were, I think when you were tasting it, you thought it was MGP, probably for the nuttiness, I would guess. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's
But yeah, when you said Jim Beam, I was like, what's he talking about? This doesn't taste anything like Jim Beam. But
really,
now you're 100% right.
really,
Yeah.
you're like, yeah. It's all right. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Just some dumb dipshit from Indiana that can't tell wheat from rye. It's okay.
So hilarious. I can't believe I told you guys that was Disco 107. I don't know why I thought I put that in the lineup. And then I pulled up my notes because I took a picture of the flight when I sent it to you guys
Yeah.
so that I wouldn't mix it up. And then I was so certain of what I sent you because I think I changed it like 3 or 4 times what I was going to send you guys.
You see Narav's comment? That's crazy.
Which one?
So the one you just posted right there.
Oh, yeah.
Weller foolproof. That's
Yeah.
wild. Jack the Jack barrel proof. It's everywhere here. Everywhere.
It disappeared here. Remember when I used to tell you guys I could get it for $52 at
Yeah.
Meijer every day? It's gone. You can't do it anymore.
$60. $60 here. 55 to 60. I mean, the store picks are the ones that are hard to get, but it's everywhere here, and I do not go back to it. I do not. I used to love it, and I do not anymore.
I haven't seen a barrel proof Jack Daniels for probably 5 months.
If y'all want any, I will bring
Yeah,
some.
good.
I can't tell you what we're getting ready to pick with A1, but I can tell you it's amazing. It's not Jack Daniels barrel proof, but we have an exciting one coming up.
That's
all I can say.
Picks are what makes whiskey fun. Like that's what.
Yeah, for sure.
Not obviously going on the picks is fun, but just the picks are there.
Ed, did you read that comment from Bubble Bath?
No. Hold on.
Yeah, I agree, Ben. Picks are where it's at right now for me. Like I don't even hunt bourbon that much anymore at all.
No.
Just if I find it, I find it. If not, that's fine.
I don't
want.
What's he?
Go ahead. We'll talk at the same time over here.
That's why I asked him if I could give him $60, Bubble Bath, but he wouldn't take it.
I'm so sorry. I can't believe.
I love when y'all think I'm just garbage palate, and then here I am. I love it. No, I haven't hunted anything because I got to drink these freaking 200 bottles I got. Jeez.
Yeah. Power Bourbon says they haven't seen a Jack barrel proof in 6 months. I'm the same way here.
That's crazy. Yep. Yeah, like I said, anybody wants one, I will grab you one.
Dude, you better snatch them up, man. I bet Texas is close behind.
No kidding.
For me, I'm just like, I'll snatch them up, but I'm like, I just don't. I've still got 2 bottles. I've got a pick and I've got a normal one that I just don't go back to.
The last bottle I bought is I did buy that bonded triple mash of Jack Daniels, but I haven't opened it yet.
The
32 bucks.
one of the Jacks that I'm drinking is one of those little 375 travel, whatever they call them. It was finished in red wine, and that one's really good. Mm-hmm.
Mike says Florida always has barrel proof Jack on the shelf. Well, we warned you, buddy. You better grab them, man.
Yeah.
I bet you don't have them much longer.
Well,
I think they're going bye-bye.
I wonder how old that stuff is. I feel like it's probably somewhere in that like 6 to 8 range. I have a hard time even thinking that it would be 8 years. But who knows? I mean,
C. Davis says he never sees them. I don't know what state he's in, but
did either of you guys ever get a chance or see the Jack Daniel's 10-year?
No, I did a review on the new Jack Daniel's Bonded that's coming out next week. I really enjoyed it. It's good. I think I rated it above 1783 and above Green River. When I first cracked it, it had minerality like Dickel, which was crazy to me.
Really?
And then I was like, I'm not going to review it yet because I want to make sure that because I hadn't seen anyone say that. When I tasted it again, it didn't have any of that minerality, so it made me feel a lot better about it.
The other one, Lance, the Bonded, but the triple mash.
Yeah.
I have that one.
Do you like it?
I haven't opened it yet.
Okay. Well, the Bonded for $35 is a good bottle. I rated it bar worthy, not bunker worthy or anything.
You can get it at Costco for $29.95.
Bourbon's Rendezvous said, so I have to ask, did anyone catch Whiskey in the West the other night when Simon was live sleeping? No. Remember when Marty with Whiskey Nose was live and jumped in his car driving?
No. What?
You didn't see that?
No.
Oh my God. He was live for like a couple hours and the next thing you know, he's like live. I don't even know if he knew he was live and he's driving in his car.
Seriously?
It's like, Marty, what are you doing?
Marty, that guy's wide open, dude. He's wide open.
He's funny. Flash Jack Daniel's experience are worth grabbing.
That's what I've heard.
Oh, yeah, nice. Hickory Smoke, I bet that's a good one.
Yeah.
I don't know how that would be with Jack Daniel's.
He's probably really good with some brisket.
I'm about to pour some of the Jack Daniel's because maybe it's better than what I've always remembered.
Mike said he had the Jack 10. It was honestly just a little older. No 7 to me. I could have got Jack 10 at a lottery and I passed on it. It was.
What'd you pick up?
I picked up the Wolf's Willet Rye.
Oh,
that one was good. That was a good one.
Yeah.
Expensive but good.
Expensive but good. I was so tempted to get batch 2. It went on sale the other day.
Really?
For how much?
$300. So I couldn't pull the trigger on it. Yeah.
I'll tell you what. That what was it? That gold label barrel that we had, Lance?
Yeah. With that on Power Bourbon.
That was crazy.
Crazy town.
$500.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah. I knew that was Dickel. And I was cracking up because when Chuck was giving his notes, I was like, I had written the same notes, tasting notes. And I was like, we don't have the same bottles. I had no idea we had the same bottle.
Right.
It was so crazy. I was like, this is Dickel all day long. I didn't like it very much, honestly.
Imagine being a distillery and going, we're going to charge $500 for this.
Right.
That's, I mean, it was good, but it was not. God.
No way. I'll tell you what, that if I compare it to that old Carter and someone says, you got to pay $500 for one of these, I'm paying $500 for that old Carter every day. That blew that barrel bottle away.
Ed, you'll have to. Did you see Bubble Bath's comment? You'll have to let us know if it tastes scotchy to you.
Okay.
I think whenever you get different like quote unquote weird mash bills in bourbon, people do start to equate a lot of that to thinking of Scotch, because Scotch is very different.
The new rabbit hole is 850. So did you guys on Power Bourbon's live stream, they sent that the Alice in Wonderland stuff. I don't remember. It was the first one.
Yeah.
And I was like, it tastes malty. And some guy was giving me shit in the comments. Did you see that? And he's like, it's malty. What the hell are you talking about? And I was like, it's malty. And he's giving me shit. And so I would go look up the mash bill and it's a double malt. I was like, fuck you. I told you that shit was malty.
Yeah, that was fun.
I wish I would have known that while we were live. I would have given him so much shit.
I could never pay $850 retail for something. It's like there are certain secondary bottles or on secondary that I would probably pay a lot of money for, but it's like Woodford had a bottle that was like $1,000 retail. Kentucky Owl had a bottle that was like $1,000 retail. I would just never do that. It's like for retail, it's like they seem to always be disappointments.
Always. Yeah. So you guys like that Ezra, huh?
Yeah.
Is it better at 45 than 150?
Sure.
I would say 100%. Yeah. I mean,
yeah,
that thing, much, much better.
That's hilarious. God, that was good. That's funny shit.
Man, I am a total mess this week, right? Sending Ben's sample back to him.
That's still between that and your freaking Perry's review. That made my week, man. That made my week.
You imagine what my wife deals with on a daily basis?
Not only is your wife dealing with what she's dealing with, she has to live with you.
Dude, you have no idea.
You are a saint. You literally are a fucking saint.
She is a saint.
Oh God. Yeah. I told Jennifer what you said, Lance, about when I said I married into my bar down here.
Yeah.
You said, yeah, I'd live down there. I said, well, yeah, Jennifer first. Yeah, he could live down there. I'm like, fuck.
She's a good one, Ed. I'd keep her.
Yeah, she's pretty damn cool.
I'm glad Narav made that comment. So I have 2 picks of that Penelope.
Yep.
I hear everybody raving. I think it's fine. I don't like it that much.
Really? Yeah, I just had his pick he did, and I loved it. It was really good. No youth at all. I did the Penelope Architect.
Tons of youth all the time.
Yeah, so I agree with you. I've had Penelope picks where I get a lot of youth, but his pick I don't. The Architect is a little bit of youth, but it's still really good. I almost put the Architect pick in here for you guys, but because I knew you hadn't had it, and I was just there's so many bottles I would just love to see you guys taste blind and get your opinions on.
Yeah, I've got a bunch that I want to send y'all. But yeah, I mean that one was not. I never go back to it. Never go back to it. I've tried a couple times, and it does feel very youthful. You can taste the double oak, but I'm like, I would much rather just have Woodford double oaked. It feels more well put together.
Earl said, should I expect Disco 7 in my mailbox? No, Earl, I swear I put Seagrass 16 in your sample bottle. But that's a fair question.
That is well played, Earl. Well freaking played. That's hilarious.
Oh shit.
What are your thoughts on what are your thoughts after having the bottle for a while on Seagrass 16?
I like it, but it's not worth the money. It's just not. It like I would buy the regular Seagrass every day over the Seagrass 16. when you're talking $80 versus $250, it's
Oh hell,
not even a question.
yeah.
Yeah. I think barrels, I mean, barrels always been crazy with pricing, but you know, you guys had batch 31. 31's really good,
It is good.
but Seagrass 16 is good, but it's not $250 good.
Yeah. I always had a tough, like Ben said earlier, I always had a tough time deciding whether to drop 80 to $90 on barrel. Just
Yeah.
because you don't know what you're getting.
Yeah.
But I do. So I've had two bottles of the Seagrass, and they're consistent as hell. They're really good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The seagrass is good. Yeah, just with some of those, I like I said, I have a tough time with those distilleries that do the 4 to 5 year MGP because it's just, I don't know. It's, to me, I'm not. Some of it's good, but some of it is just okay, and I'm like, I don't want to spend $70 on an okay bottle that I go to maybe 4 times a year.
Right.
Yeah. Bubble Bath asked if Narav's is 4 grain. I don't know. I don't think it's a 4 grain, but maybe
Not
Narav
the ones
can
that
clarify.
y'all have been raving about. Those have been those toasted ones.
This is the one Narav did is a toasted series, 116 proof.
The 4 grain, I'll have to go back to that one. I've got one as well. I wasn't wild about that either.
Whiskey Reaper said Penelope is an Instagram hype 100. Feel you on the comment. Average. So some of Penelope's bourbon that I've had is average, but some is really good. They are really good. I said this in my review of Penelope Architect. They reach out to a lot of whiskey tubers, and they send a lot of their products to whiskey tubers. So I think it's hard for whiskey tubers to knock their products too much. But if I would have any knock on Penelope, it's that it's all really good stuff, but sometimes it depends on the barrel, but sometimes youth does shine through on some of their picks. I thought when I first had Architect that there was a little bit of youthfulness on that. And again, I'm not saying this because Narav's in the chat or I'm really close with A1, but there is no youth on the A1 pick. It is freaking fantastic. But I actually like the Architect pick too. But I did like the Illinois Select Penelope pick. That had some youth on it for sure. It tasted a little more like cookie dough, a little cookie dough-ish, if that makes sense.
Yep.
So it wasn't as fantastic as I think everybody thought it was. But I've had some Penelope stuff that's really good. I think you just have to try a bunch of it and see what you like.
I just know that Narav still holds one of the top 3 bottles on my shelf ever.
Yeah. I mean, I know the guys that do picks with A1, and they all have phenomenal palates. That's why I trust their stuff so much.
That Knob Creek pick is insane.
Right? Yeah.
Freaking insane. Yes.
I wish I would have bought more of those like 15-year knob picks before they just became non-existent.
Or before they became Knob Creek 15.
Proofed all the way down.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have a pour of it right now.
So I'm drinking some of the Jack Daniel's barrel proof pick that I have, and it is slightly better than I remember, but it still is just. I think that one of the things that I've noticed as I've gotten further along in my bourbon journey is that the stuff I liked earlier in my journey, it was more simplistic, but it had like really punchy notes. Like they were very strong, but maybe it had 3 notes. And now I'm looking for stuff that is more complex. Maybe not quite as punchy, but just more complex.
Yeah. Power Bourbon Whiskey 20. I think Seagrass 16 is a perfect special bottle. You can find it and everyone will appreciate it. I think it's actually kind of hit and miss for people. I think a lot of people will love it, but I don't know if everyone will appreciate it. It's really divisive for people I've had that come over. I've had some people newer into bourbon that have tasted it and it's their favorite bottle. They've said it's their favorite bottle ever. I've had some other people come over and just not like the finishing of it at all. So,
yeah, some of that stuff is very hit or miss. Everybody has it. That's the thing about people's palates. They're so different.
yeah.
So my dad, he loves Scotch, and he just recently got into American single malts and loves them. And I do not really enjoy those at all, but he loves them. And so it's just everybody has a different profile that they gravitate towards.
Like this Penelope Narav picked is like right now, I didn't notice it in the store when I tasted it today, but right now it's coming off as really smoky and I'm digging it a lot.
Smoky.
Yeah. Bubble Bath says, been sleeping on Penelope, but after having their 4-grain cash strength and the French oak, I think I'm coming around. Yep. The 4-grain's not toasted. Yeah, I think this one that I've picked is not a 4-grain. It's really interesting though. Different than like if I tasted this blind, I would never in a million years guess this was sourced from MGP. It's really unique.
Yeah, it's crazy how much some of those picks can differ, because you'll have one and it'll be amazing, and then you taste something else and it's just very, very average.
Yep.
What are you drinking, Ed?
I'm going to that A1 Knob Creek pick.
the buttery knob?
No, the Freddie No.
Freddie No? Oh, the Freddie No pick is ridiculous.
The one that, yeah, good grief.
That's your jam, right?
Oh, fuck. I would have bought, had I not been so shit-faced, I probably would have went back and bought a case of that stuff. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
God, that's so amazing.
What are
how much do you have left in your bottle, Ed?
I have this left.
Oh, okay.
But I also have another bottle.
Oh, good. Nice. Awesome.
Oh, that's so good. Oh,
so what are if you had to think about just a pour that comes to mind when you think about some of the best pours you've ever had, what's one that comes to mind for y'all just immediately right off the bat? If someone
Wild Turkey, non-chill filtered cash.
Aside from that one, because you already said that one.
Yeah.
Smoke wagon, single barrel, whatever the hell that smoke wagon was with you at that time.
Don't name the store because I hate the store
I'm not. Good grief, that was amazing.
It was really good. It was a smoke wagon single barrel pick that was like the most creme brulee.
That's exactly
you've ever had. That is definitely in the top 3 pours I've ever had.
If you could take creme brulee and make it a bourbon, that's exactly what that tastes like.
We even had
we had birthday bourbon after.
We had birthday bourbon right after it, and it was nothing compared to that smoke wagon pick.
And the smoke wagon or the birthday bourbon was 3 times as much as that smoke wagon pick.
Yep.
Yeah.
The other one I would say, the one that like is the most unique and stands out in my mind always, is Wild Turkey 17-year bottled and bond.
Yeah.
One of my favorite pours ever.
What about you, Ben?
There's a few that come to mind. Definitely the Wild Turkey 17 bottled and bond. The very first time I smelled that, I was like, this is different. But you remember that live stream? It was like one of the first ones we did with Lance. the old fangled Nodder bourbon.
Oh yeah.
Long
You were
Brothers.
crazy over that.
That one is up there for sure. That I think it was because I think that one was a 12-year, and then that was a hell of a flight that you gave us, because then right after it we had that Smoke Wagon. I think it was a 13-year.
It was a single barrel. Yep.
Yep, and that one was phenomenal too. But for some reason, that Old Fangled Nodder bourbon really sticks out.
Yeah,
Can you imagine if I was sending those flights today? Like we had a 13-year MGP.
Yep, a 12-year MGP.
12-year MGP. It's crazy.
Year freaking Wild Turkey.
Yeah, and Wild Turkey 17-year bottled and bond was, I think, all those might have been in that flight.
Yeah,
crazy.
It was. I mean, yeah, that one definitely sticks out. There's a few. Yeah, there's a few that really stick out. So I had some of the 2021 William LaRue, and that one I really enjoyed.
What'd you think of the latest one I sent, that Ed sent to me to review, then I sent to you?
Which one was that?
I think that was was that the 2021?
Was that the one? Do you have more than one bottle of WLW?
It was just that one. Lance had it first, and then he sent it to me.
Yeah. Did you love that one?
I really enjoyed that one. Yeah. I think now that I'm thinking about it, I think the best bourbon that I've ever had was the Chateau de la Baude, the Bardstown one.
Really?
That's a good one.
Yeah. I think that one, because it had this like leather note that was just absolutely insane. It wasn't overdone. It wasn't, man. Yeah. It's so tough to explain. When you talk about bourbon, it's tough to sell a bourbon to someone, but that one was just, because I think it was like 12-year MGP that was finished for like over a year in these Armagnac barrels, but it was.
You brought that to the Patreon meetup. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
I don't know if I poured that.
So I gave you a sample of it, but
yeah,
at the meetup we had so many different bourbons.
I have a shitload of samples that you've given, Ben, and I just haven't opened them up.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a ton of them that I need to go through and just drink them.
Yeah.
Crazy. I still have that ECBP 19 that I haven't opened.
Oh, really?
19.
Yeah. Ben sent it to me. I still have it. It's sitting around somewhere.
I think that one was like the C119, I think is what that one was. Yeah.
But West Bourbon says, interesting because he loves the Dickel 3-chamber. Leopold, I think that's the coolest thing about bourbon. Like, everybody's palates are so different. So just because I don't like it, or Ben doesn't like it, or Ed doesn't like it, doesn't mean you shouldn't try it, you know?
One bottle that I actually was kind of disappointed by that we had at that last meetup was the birthday bourbon, the 2021.
Yeah. It didn't stand out. It wasn't, I mean, the Pursuit United stood out more to me than the birthday bourbon. They're just their pick.
It's also tough too, because you're also having one drink of something after you've had 30 different other bottles, and so that taints it. But
so much.
I mean, to me, it was just very.
Except for Mike Booth, who drank 2/3 of my lot B.
The lot B, so good. Same thing with that Willet. You got it, man. I can't. People hardly drank that bottle. It was like that Willet. I think it was a 16-year that Brett brought.
Yeah,
so good,
dude. That Hirsch man is fucking where it's at this year.
I haven't opened that bottle yet. I've still got mine,
dude. Oh yeah. You tried it at Ed's though.
Oh yeah, no, it's phenomenal. I tried it a few times. I'm just saving it.
Oh,
That one, yeah,
so
that one
good.
was so good.
I mean, when are you ever gonna find almost hazmat Willet purple top for
When are you going to find a Willet purple top? Period.
for $100?
No way.
Yeah, I should have bought 2 bottles. I thought about it and I didn't.
I have one open that'll probably be in the end of the year bourbon of the year flight because I got those both on the shelf at A1.
Mm-hmm.
Was able to go online and buy them, so I got 2 bottles. So I have a backup, but I'm saving enough. I think I have it. Yeah, it's right over there. I have enough of it for the end of the year flight, so it'll be in our top, I'm sure, because it's my highest rated bourbon of the year so far.
Wow.
But I'm so interested to see how it holds up in a blind because it's so different.
So
I don't know if it's going to be very off-putting for some people.
So what would you say, Lance, is your most surprising whiskey of 2022? Like you had no idea it was going to be that good.
Old Elk double wheat.
Really?
I could drink that bottle. I crave that bottle
over sweet mash.
Yeah,
because you were going, and don't get me wrong, you probably still love the sweet mash.
Yeah, you're talking about Hard Truth.
Yeah.
But that's a rye. But if I'm just sitting down for a drink,
right,
and availability is not an issue, price isn't an issue. I'm just grabbing something off the bar. I'm grabbing the Old Elk double wheat.
Okay.
Just because it's so well rounded, so easy to drink.
Right.
I really need like a case of that stuff. So good. For my palate.
The Hard Truth, that one holds a special place in my heart because of how fun that day was when we toured that distillery.
That was a good time.
And that stuff for what, 3-year-old is really freaking good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here's a question. What do you guys think I should do for the end of the year? Should I include, like, should I do top 10 and just do everything? So all whiskeys, all bourbons, all ryes? Or do you think I should just do top 5 bourbons or top 5 bourbons and whiskeys and exclude ryes? What do you think?
I think, and this is just me, I think you should do 5 and 5 and do top 5 bourbons, top 5 whiskeys. And in your whiskeys, it's Katie Bar the Door. Why? It's finished. It's whatever. But do a bourbon and a whiskey. And that's just my opinion.
What do you think, Ben? It's getting so hard because
I know.
Everybody's doing different shit now, and it's like Old Elk, Disco 7, all of those are like could be in the mix, but they're not bourbons.
Right.
Yeah, I think doing just a top 10 or even a top 5 is good. I think that's just include everything. And because I still think, it's tough because when you compare, like if you do blinds and you side by side stuff, sometimes something that tastes amazing suddenly becomes very average when you compare it to something else. So whenever you talk about top bourbons or top whiskeys, when you put a rye next to a bourbon as opposed to a bourbon next to a bourbon, it changes it. And so I don't know. I think that having a top 10, just, going through and comparing stuff is good. And then if you want, having a top bourbon and a top rye, maybe a top just whiskey in general, however you want to do it. But I do think adding more is never a bad thing.
That didn't help me at all, Ben.
I said top 10. I said a top 10. So
there's something to be said about still going to that traditional top bourbon of the year.
Yeah. I can see that definitely. And I still love the idea that we do it crowdsourced.
That's my favorite.
And we get a lot of different palates involved, and everybody votes on what's the best. I love that. I actually, I give you a lot of shit about Booker's winning last year, but I love that Booker's won last year.
Oh, that just like that made my year, man. I was like just stoked. Like
Maybe
it's all over it, and I don't care. They can keep shit on it forever. I'm going to have the vertical every year because that is my favorite bourbon.
Bourbon Bass says top 5 bourbons, top 5 MGP source, top 5 ryes. That's not that's fair.
Bubble bath, eat a bag of dicks.
Bourbon Wrench is in the house. What's up, Trev?
Bourbon Ranch, what's going on?
Trev was awesome on the telethon. Thank you, brother, for doing that and hopping in the bubble bath with no shirt on. Sexy Trev.
That's awesome.
Maybe just do a top 5. Just do a top 5 of everything.
Of everything? I thought about it.
Because when you start talking about 10, that's just too many.
So, like, you guys can go, if you don't know, you can go to whiskeytornado.com and you can click on all the reviews I've done. And so you'll see the top 5. So right now, the top 5 would be, number 1 would be Hirsch 6-year for $100.
Yep.
That was my highest ranked one. Number 2 would be Hard Truth Sweet Mash Rye at $80.
That's crazy.
Number 3 is listed as Stag Junior, but I didn't find that on the shelf, so that can't go in our top running because we always do. I have to find it on the shelf because what's the point of Bourbon of the Year if you can't actually buy it? So number 3 would really be Old Elk Double Wheat. Number 4 would be Elijah Craig Barrel Proof A122. And number 5 right now would be Smoke Wagon the Younger.
Really?
Yep.
I bet you if you compared that Smoke Wagon the Younger to those others, it wouldn't stand out the same way it did when you had it by itself.
I think you're right. Now, the interesting thing is number 6 is one you guys had tonight, which is Barrel Batch 31, which I think would hold up really well against all of those.
For
you
sure.
should include your blend.
the Elijah Craig.
That would be hilarious.
Yeah, I think the Elijah Craig would probably win it all.
The
A120 with a little 18-year.
Yep.
That was it was good.
Yeah. So that would be really interesting. I'm so curious to see how Hirsch would do because that is such a different bourbon.
Yeah.
What was how much was that again, Lance?
The Hirsch was only $100.
$100.
Remember, I texted you and said, "Do you want one?" You said no.
I know.
It's so tough. I think for me, anything over $80, I have to think about. I have to be like, do I really need that? Do I really want that? But
I don't know what that means, but I like the comment.
Eat a bag of dicks.
Dummy. So, when you guys started down the bourbon road or bourbon journey, did you ever in your wildest dream think you'd have over 150 bottles of bourbon in your house?
No, never.
Yeah, definitely not.
I thought 10 was a lot.
Yeah, no shit.
I just bought 10 bottles today.
No.
It's hilarious when you talk to people that you know when they find out if you're just talking to them about bourbon and they're like, oh yeah, either I'm really into bourbon or so and so one of my friends is into bourbon, and they show their bar and they've got sub 20 bottles. You're like, oh, that's great, that's awesome. And meanwhile you've got 200 plus open bottles. It's like you're just like, all right, well. It's kind of like when people talk about being into cars, when they're like, oh, I'm really into cars, and they watch they watch stuff on TV about cars, they read about cars, as opposed to the guy who's got 20 cars that he's actively working on. Same thing. It's a totally different.
So we're having we had to have our shower done in the master bathroom because we had a bunch of like water damage and whatnot. So the guys are coming down here and they're looking at my shelves, and that the main contractor goes, "Oh, I'll bet your fiance he must be one of those guys where he just cracks the cork and pours one drink and then never goes back to it." And I'm like, if I would have heard him say that, I might, because I'm like, no, that's not what I do. I drink the bourbon. I share the bourbon. I love to talk about and get to meet people like Lance said in his in that little quick blurb he had the other day, that impromptu video about I never ever thought I would meet the people that I've met through bourbon. And it's just, I take that over $1,000 bottle of bourbon every day of the week and twice on Sunday.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. 100%.
That's I think one of the most overlooked things about bourbon is a lot of people when they're really in, or when they're buying a bottle of liquor, whether that be bourbon or something else, they're buying it either to go to a party, to take shots, or
Right.
if they're mixing it with something at home. But when we're buying bourbon and we're going and we're sharing it with our friends, or we're sitting around the campfire drinking it, you're not taking a shot, you're sipping it, you're enjoying the experience of it.
Exactly.
And I think that's really where the value is in bourbon or whiskeys, is sharing it with people, sipping it slowly, enjoying it for what it is. And that's something that I think really gets overlooked, and people don't understand it because they're buying liquor to mix it with something, or they're not really appreciating what it is.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
There's nothing I love more than to have 2 or 3 people over here and just start grabbing bottles and pouring samples.
Yeah.
And you like that?
The night we did right before Hard Truth was fantastic.
Oh yeah, that was a big one.
I don't even remember going to bed that night. that next day was tough.
Driving to Hard Truth, you're taking these windy roads, and I was like,
I thought we were gonna die.
When we were about 5 minutes out, I was like, I may have to puke. I was like, I might have to tell him to pull over so I can throw up. I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna get through this. I thought I was okay, and then once we got there, it was like, oh yeah, grab a drink,
grab a cocktail and let me throw you on the side by side and not put it in 4-wheel drive.
Why were you gonna die?
That drink that I had though, once I had a little more alcohol in my system, I was like, all right, I'm ready to go.
That was such a fantastic day, man.
That was epic. That
weather was perfect.
Yes. Yeah.
And then he had Ben drill out of a barrel that was empty.
It's like, here, let me show you how to do it. Drill into it. Nothing.
And then I drilled out of a barrel that had the reverse suction and nothing was coming out of it. So.
Oh, that was such a great day.
That was a blast. That was so fun.
Yeah. Yep.
I get him to do a pick, Lance.
Get Brian.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're moving towards that.
Right.
He messaged me. He's supposed to be coming to the Whiskey Mash. He wants to come to Whiskey Mash. So I think he'll be there. I gave him all the dates and information. So I know the Illinois Hard Truth team will be there, but he was like, I want to be there as well. So
he's a riot.
Yeah, he's a great guy, man. Great guy.
Yep.
So my top 10 right now would be Hearst 6-year, Hard Truth, Sweet Mash Rye. Well, I don't guess I can't do Stag Junior because I didn't buy that on the shelf. Old Elk Wheat, double wheat. Elijah Craig A122, Smoke Wagon Uncut the Younger, the Stellum single barrel I did, which is highly I mean, I'm pretty biased on that one. Barrel Bourbon Batch 31, Bardstown Discovery 7, Seagrass 16, And then coming in 10th would be Penelope Architect for everything I've reviewed so far this year.
Wow. Is
Wow.
Stellum, is that your pick?
Yeah. So I don't even know that, we can throw that in there, but
Well,
Hey,
if you're
throw it in and see how it does.
if you're gonna put that in there, you need to put Power's new riff pick in.
oh, that's true. I never reviewed their pick, and their pick would be up there.
I had it. So,
That's a good point.
as a matter of fact, last night it was Jennifer's dad's birthday, and we met him at a barbecue place. So I came back. I'm like, I need a pour, and I looked, and I'm like, yep, I'm going. That Power pick after you eat barbecue is insanely good.
It's so good, man. Their pick is really good.
Have
Night,
you-
Earl. If you've already left, I'm sorry, buddy, but cheers. He said puke and rally. That's about what we did.
It's funny when you go to sleep and you wake up in the morning, you're like, I think I'm okay. And then you bend over for something and your head just you're like, oh boy, I'm in for a long one.
Yeah.
Oh, Ed
That
made
was
us a good dinner that night, though.
Yeah.
That helped.
Yeah, that was
That was some serious food. Was that the Thai noodle night or
Yeah, that was the Thai noodle night.
yeah.
It was good, man.
Yeah. That's the important thing. You need to have a good meal before you really start drinking.
you need to carb load heavy if you're going to drink like we do?
Yes. Yes.
Well,
Shit.
guys, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for everything, man. I'm gonna have to run, but I had a blast tonight. It's been way too long since we've done this.
Oh, lie. Great flight, guys. I
Yeah.
love it. Good stuff.
Yeah. So, just so you guys know, I can't remember. Let me look on the website. I posted when I think the 5,000 live stream will be, but I didn't ask you guys if you could attend. But I want you guys on there. Live stream. So, like July 16th. What are you guys up to that weekend?
Should be fine.
I'm supposed to be camping.
I can move it. I don't have any.
You better move your camping trip.
Well, originally we were doing the Rye Fest at Hard Truth, and we were going to camp at Brown County, and then we were doing a Rye Fest. So that may change, but the weekend before is good.
Okay. I just don't know if I mean, we've only got 40 some subs, so that would be July 4th weekend though.
July 8th and 9th.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. You're right. July 8th and 9th. Oh yeah, we should I would guess we'd hit 5,000 by then.
Or I could probably do it on the 16th. Shit, I'd do it from the campground. That'd be cool.
Yeah, it wouldn't be bad.
I mean, but the following weekend, my kids are coming out and we're doing a Kings Island trip. So
Okay. Let me know what you think, Ed. I can switch it to the weekend before. I'm happy doing that. I'm pretty sure we'll hit 5,000 by then.
yeah,
Just make a top 5 whiskey video.
That's what I'm doing. I'm going to do a top 5 so far of 2022, and that'll get us there.
and
Imagine we're not quite at 5K yet, and we have to do this live stream.
I mean, I can't even think of a week where we haven't got 10 subs in a week, 10 new subs. So in 4 weeks, we're bound to be there. I can't imagine that we wouldn't be there. So
Yeah, we should be fine.
yeah, it shouldn't be a problem at all.
I've got a good Friday night fight for you. I'm gonna send to you here.
All right,
Soon.
sweet, man.
So,
But yeah, thank you guys so much for being supportive since the very beginning. Like on my iPhone, it's kind of crazy.
Yep. 230 some odd subs. No, man.
Yeah. I'm sorry you came across my channel.
I'm sorry I drove all the way out there during COVID too.
I know, it's crazy. But I love you guys. I appreciate you guys so much. You guys are my favorite people on the planet. So thank you guys for hanging out and drinking whiskey with me. Love you guys.
Every time I can do it, I love it. I love you guys. You guys are great. I like I said, I never ever thought I would meet the amazing dudes that I've met through freaking YouTube and bourbon.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So, yep. All right, fellas.
All right, guys. I love you guys very much. Have a wonderful weekend. We will we'll chat on the 5,000 sub, which will be in 3 or 4 weeks. So
Right on. Subscribe to the Whiskey Tube.
all right, love you guys.
Guys, see
Yeah,
ya.
I love you too.